Hey everybody, we got rolling a little bit late this evening. I apologize for that. Scott's here, so this is
Hello.
just me talking.
I am here. It's
Uh, it is 24th of January, the year of our Lord, 2024.
24, 24, 24. No, 1 24, 24.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know where Barry is. I haven't heard from him. Maybe he's doing something. Who knows?
Probably working or something. Working on
Yeah,
something.
working on something.
I mean,
Anthony is taking his dog for a walk, so he'll be here as soon as that's done. The usual
cool.
zoo crew. So you were recently on a trip.
Yeah,
How did that go?
it's fine.
What do you
I'm
want?
not a good I'm not good at traveling anymore.
Why is that?
Many things. Well, my health is not great.
Yes.
I think I've talked about that on the show here.
Yeah, I mean you've talked a little bit about it, but I don't
Yeah.
want
And
to.
it,
I don't want to. Invade your medical privacy in any way. So I
yeah.
mean, but
Yeah, I mean, I had the problems that have been having on the trip.
that sucks.
It does suck. I'm actually getting an oxygen test. Like I didn't know what this entailed, but apparently they're coming to the house and testing my oxygen with like a 20 or 30-minute test. And then I have to wear an oxygen meter on all night. I mean,
Really?
I'm grasping at straws. So basically, I don't know if I told you, but I was told by the doctors that it's nothing serious. All the serious things, well, not all of the serious things, most of the serious things have been ruled out. So I guess that's good. I mean, I'm
Sure.
grasping at straws. There you go. Hello, Kabuki. Barry needs the link.
Oh, it's posted, so I don't know what his problem is, but he'll figure it out, I'm sure. I'm trying to get Chris Kirkman in here, but he says that Zoom keeps denying
Chris
him.
Kirkman,
Yeah,
an OG,
original
OG
Alaboomer, an
Alaboomer,
OG Alaboomer.
the Gimp.
I don't know. He says he's tried 3 times and it keeps denying him.
Oh, weird.
I mean, uninstall and
You could take off the
reinstall.
password.
I don't think there is a password technically.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna give him a different thing here. Hold on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Kabuki, I guess they come to the house. I was not expecting that. I thought I would have to go in or something, but they're coming to house. And they said, this was great. They said, we're gonna do some things, like I guess there's some sort of walking exercises or something. And then if you go below 88% oxygen, we will administer oxygen. And I'm like, okay. I don't think that's gonna be a thing, but there you go. Exciting. More health stuff for 2024, right off the bat.
Chris said I'm on my phone.
Oh, it's trying
Should
to
I
do on the
chuck it in
phone.
the lake? Yeah, sometimes it's tough to use a phone to do
Hey, Matt.
this. It's Barry. It's
Howdy.
Matthew.
Yeah,
Um,
Hey, Barry.
my
uh,
D&D got canceled.
Scott.
that's unfortunate.
Freezing rain. People
So
didn't want
Barry
to
said I'm a
drive.
freak.
You are. I respected you until today, Scott.
Why is it a problem? I just don't see a problem with it.
You live in Dallas.
I don't go outside.
Still, it's
I don't
100
wear
fucking
shorts.
degrees down there. Yeah, he doesn't wear shorts.
I have shorts, but I don't wear them outside. I don't go outside. If I go outside, I'm wearing jeans. Like that's what it is.
Freak.
I'm a freak.
You're like the opposite of Kevin Smith, who only wears
Yeah.
shorts.
So in the 90s, I only wore long sleeve.
Only wore long sleeves?
I never wore short sleeves. I never wore a short sleeve shirt.
That's like John Zinser. He doesn't wear long or short
I
sleeves
just
very
didn't feel
often.
comfortable in short sleeve shirts or t-shirts. I was just like, I want a longer sleeve shirt, and I just always wore them. Now I don't care.
Attaboy.
But I don't really wear t-shirts that much. I mean, every once in a while I'll wear one, but
I wear t-shirts almost daily.
Pretty
Yeah,
much
I'll
all
wear
I
a
wear.
t-shirt and then maybe I'll like have a zip up sweatshirt if I'm a little chilly. Other than that, I'm
so
not
when I worked
comfortable
at
in
3D
long sleeves.
Realms, like we joked about getting gloves with the fingers cut out because it was so damn cold in the office in the middle of summer.
Hobo gloves.
I have those. I
Yeah.
love those, man. Those are like
Because
pretty much
like
the only gloves I
we were
wear.
freezing. We would sit there at our desks with like zipped up and like little we had gloves, like trying to stay warm.
I used to wear those at my desk when I
Oh,
down
so
here
phone.
in
Wait,
the winter. In the
You better
winter, it
hide that.
gets so cold.
You better hide that
Yeah.
phone number. You may want to hide that phone number. Can you rename him?
Hey,
Yeah, I can here. Hold on. I can rename him.
I mean, it's far too late now, but
Yeah.
it's on the screen permanently.
There.
You might have to delete this episode.
sorry. It's probably me.
No, it's you're fine. It's Chris Kirkman, everybody.
Hey, Chris Kirkman.
Looks like a phone handle.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
looks like a telephone.
It took me forever to get in here. So
Actually, I don't think technically anything shows up for him because he doesn't have an image, but I could be wrong.
well, I'm sure you're not wrong because it took me forever. I mean, they asked me for my blood sample to get in here, so
No,
I'm
no,
just
he
glad
doesn't
to
show up
hear.
on the video stream because he doesn't have video. It's just they can just
Oh, it
hear his
doesn't show
voice.
up. It didn't show. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Chris, so for those of you who don't know, Chris Kirkman is a game designer. He also is a publisher. How long ago did you form Dice Hate Me?
Well, 13 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. He was also a board game media person. And
Was?
well,
I mean, is he still?
well, I'm sure he
Still
maybe.
make-
I don't know.
Yeah.
You still talk about board games, don't you?
Yeah, I'll still talk about it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And he was also one of the OG Alaboomers as well.
Oh yeah. Way
But-
back in the day.
Back when this was just something, just a Facebook group that we decided that to just hang out and talk to each other and BS with each other and what have
Back
you.
when everybody was friends.
Back when everybody was friends and we didn't have
Back
to
when
shut
we were all friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
when we didn't have to
Back
shut
then.
down. We didn't have to shut down the one group and start another group and transfer because
Well, I was probably part of that, but anyway, yeah, you get it. Yeah.
some people just
I'm oblivious. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's
a
not-
lot of it is forgotten in my mind anyway. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, Chris, how you been, man?
I've been good. I mean, thanks for inviting me, and I'm sorry that it was such a pain to get me in here, but I mean, Lance, you're just one of my favorite people, and
Oh,
I'm just glad to be here. So
no, I
It's
mean,
getting deep in here.
So-
What a kiss
Boots
ass.
out. Gotta get the
No,
boots
no.
out. Get the
So-
shovel.
did you had a like in the last year you had another Kickstarter, right, for a game? I forget what the name of the game was now. I
yeah, I did.
apologize.
Milkman. No, it's fine. Milkman. Yeah.
Milkman, that's right. Yeah.
It was kind of like my my flagship to get back into the business after I was with Greater the Games, and after Flat River Group bought us out, and I asked for my label back, and thankfully they agreed, and it was good. But I'm just myself. Like I'm doing everything myself, and so it's kind of slow. But at the same time, Milkman is my flagship title, and it's all about Americana. I mean, you know that.
Yep.
It's about Americana. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Ken, just might as well get let's get the commercial part out of it. Can if somebody wanted to late pledge for Milkman, could they still do that by any chance?
Oh yeah, of course they could, but I mean, I'm still working on the pledge manager and working on like pre-orders. Just keep an eye on me on Twitter and
And go to
What's Twitter?
the
What's
Kickstarter
Twitter?
page, right?
What's Twitter?
Right, of course. Yeah, of
I'm
course.
kidding.
Yeah.
By
Twitter.
the way, Quan Chai
Twitter,
artwork by
well,
Rocks.
X.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's X. So
Yeah.
now because
I know.
of
I'm
Elon,
just
it's X.
messing with you.
But yeah. Of course.
Alright.
Yeah.
No, cool. So, what pledge, which pledge manager are you using? Which, what,
Pledge manager in general. Both Melanie and Adam's pledge manager, but the one that's tied into to Kickstarter. So, yeah.
well, the one that's tied into
That-
Kickstarter now. Okay, I got you.
Yep.
Very cool. Well,
Does
Thank
it
you.
actually
Thank
issue-
you very much. Thank you very much for being very professional. I appreciate the journalistic approach, and I'm here. So go ahead.
no, I mean, okay. Well, I mean, other than that, what else has been going on? I mean, you don't have to get too if it's too if you want to keep stuff private. I respect that or like that. But I mean, other than that, man, I mean, what's been going on in your life? I mean, just trying to
Oh,
put one shoe in front of the other, or what's been going on?
oh, my life. I mean, well, I mean, we don't have enough time in the day to talk about my life, but I'm trying to downgrade everything that I have. So I'm selling off a lot of board games and toys. I have toys that are running up my ears. I have also, for the listeners, I have my original USS Flag, G.I. Joe.
Ooh,
So-
like you talking that the aircraft carrier?
Aircraft carrier, yes, exactly, yes. So I have that, and I have all the G.I. Joe stuff through like the first 5 years, and I'm going to sell them. And I also have like tons of toys and trains and everything else, and I'll be talking about that on my Twitter, X, sorry. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot. So if anyone wants to come by my house and just browse,
I'll be right
that'd be
over.
awesome.
I'll be down next week, Chris.
Please,
Yeah.
I'm
Why are
kidding.
you why are you
I
getting
actually
rid
will
of
be
it?
passing
Are
you.
you just
but
done with collecting toys, or like what's the deal?
well, it's because I've held on to them so much, and I just need to get rid of them. Like, I was expecting to have kids, and I didn't. So,
You're a young man.
Like-
You still could.
well, no. That time is past.
If what? No, without being without what?
Kids
how
are a
old-
young man's game.
How
yeah.
old are how old are you, Mr. Kirkman?
49.
Still plenty of
49.
time.
Whippersnapper.
Robert De Niro just had one.
And-
Just saying.
Yeah,
How old's Robert De Niro?
like in his 80
85,
something,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, he's
Well,
up there.
I get you
But,
all. I get
you know, the,
all, but go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that I don't want to bring it down, but the chance of schizophrenia goes up every year.
Thanks, Scott. I got something to look forward to.
I'm just saying. Males.
Damn you.
That's
the
really
problem with
that's
the
really
old
kind of
sperm.
you, just to throw that in there.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm a bright ray of sunshine these days.
Yeah. Chris, I got a question
actually-
for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go. Or
No, I
Barry,
was
go.
gonna say, like, I mean, yeah, you're right. Schizophrenia. Oh wow, that was dark. But
I know, it was dark.
mean,
Thanks.
it's
Doc.
okay. It's okay. But what I'm saying is, like, I am not going to have these kids now. So I need to get rid of my stuff. And I can't move out of this house without getting rid of this stuff. I've got Nintendo, every single platform I've got, G.I. Joe for the first 5 years. I've got some Transformers. I've got so many things. So
Nice.
I need to get rid of these
Do you
things.
keep the boxes and stuff, or are they all open and stuff?
Well, so for the Nintendo stuff, I do. I have the boxes, and
Mhm.
that's pretty good. So, but as far as G.I. Joe, they're pretty much loose, but they're also in great shape. But I'm saying, like, if you're serious and you want to come by,
Oh no, I was kidding.
and I know you're not serious. I know you're not serious.
I am
But
going through
There's
Carolina
somebody.
next week.
There's some. It's okay. There's somebody out there listening that could be serious and could come by, and that's what I need. Like, I need somebody to come by who's a collector.
You should call Froggy Flips. Do you know him?
No,
He might buy all your stuff. You don't
really.
have to- yeah, he's like a YouTuber that he does like he's a toy scout. Yeah, he's a flipper, right? He'll buy stuff and then flip on eBay.
Yeah, I mean
So-
it's pennies on the dollar, but I mean,
No,
but if you're just looking to get rid of it,
sometimes he pays decent prices for some stuff.
well,
depending on
yeah,
what-
for the
what it
stuff,
is.
but he's not going to do it. He's not buying it to keep it, that kind of thing.
No,
Right.
but
I mean,
no,
I guess
yeah,
you could
yeah.
try to
He's
sell
gonna
it
make
to
his
somebody
money
that
on it,
wants
yeah.
to, get good
But-
money out of it. But then
but if he's got
it
regular
depends what you.
customers that buy this stuff, and someone he has was looking for a U.S. flag.
Yeah,
They'll pay
it
more
might be a
for it.
cool
It's like a
episode.
broker.
I don't know. I can
He's got
watch that guy
something
for hours for some reason. I don't know why. Just something about him.
I mean, it's like that guy at RPGRPG.com, that Chris Corks, that guy. I mean, I sent him 10 boxes of RPG books that that I didn't want. And literally I just took pictures and he was like,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, it might be like
I'll give you
big-
this as soon as they see it. And it was just like, and he was really cool because, and let's say this to anybody who's got a lot of RPG books that just want to get rid of some stuff. Like, two things. One, like, you got to realize that, like, I mean, you're basically like, he's giving you like whatever, like I said, pennies on the dollar, and you have to recognize the fact that if you took the time to post all this stuff to eBay yourself or whatever, you could make some money on it.
Right.
But he's doing
You could sell it individually and make more money, or you could do it all in once and not waste your time and
and so and then
not spend your time. Not
what's
waste it.
nice about him is he doesn't cherry pick it. Like, he's just like, he said, show me
that's
what
why
you
I
have,
said.
and I sent him pictures of, like, 8 giant stacks of books, and he was like, I'll give you this, and I was like, sold. And and as soon as he had the stuff, in his he's like, send it FedEx, don't send it media, and he was like really good of and he's like, this is how you should do it, and
that's the thing. That's the thing for me. I mean, Lance, thank you for mentioning that. But, like, that's the thing for me. Like, I have so much stuff. You have no idea how much stuff I have. Like, I'm sitting on top of Toys R Us, and also, like, comics. Like, I collected comics for like 20 years.
Do you have any kind of there's a place in my hometown that it's just like it's they call it the antique something, I forget what it is. It isn't like Roadshow or something. It isn't like that, but it's like Antique Market or something like that. I mean, I forget what the name is. That's basically what it is. And if you go there, you pay them like a monthly rental to have, like, basically a booth, but you don't have to man it. Like, you put your stuff, you load the stuff up into the thing, and then when they buy it, they just take the stuff off the racks or whatever, and they bring it to the counter, and then they mark down, oh yeah, hey, you sold $300 worth of stuff today, come in and get your money.
So it's consignment.
Yeah.
Well, there's something similar in Burlington, like an hour away from me, and they would do the same thing. And I could put up an entire booth, and I love going there because it's fantastic. But they're going to take like 40% of everything that I sell. And you know what? That's kind of okay with me, but at the same time, like, I know that what I have is worth more. And the problem that I have right now is because I know that what I have is worth more, but I don't have that bandwidth. Like I can't get through my stuff
Oh, I agree, man.
by myself.
It's like it's a weird thing where it's like you almost have to have like a dedicated like week. It's like you're taking vacation from your job.
Not even a week; it'd be a month or like 2
Yeah,
months.
it would take.
Yeah,
It would take.
yeah.
Sounds like
Oh,
there's way
I mean,
more quantity than that.
my mother, who might be listening right now. I mean, we've talked about for probably like in the last 5 years, even when my stepdad was still alive. You know, we talked about this. We're gonna have this giant garage sale at my mother's house. It's been like this
Right.
thing we're gonna do every summer. We talk about we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one in the spring, and we're gonna do one in the fall. We're gonna get rid of all of this stuff. You know, it's been this plan that we've had forever, and it never comes to fruition because it literally is like, okay, we need to take 2 weeks at least to go through all this stuff, and then you gotta
Right.
like plan it and set it out and do everything else. I mean,
It's literally an estate sale. It really is, and that's what I
well, you know what
need.
you should do then is you should call an estate sale company and just say,
Well,
and they'll do it,
yeah,
man.
you're right.
They'll appraise everything. They'll and a lot of those places will actually have areas where they will set it up for you. Yeah, I mean, again, they're going to take a healthy chunk of the money, but they
Right.
will appraise it and they will sell it for what it's worth.
What a lot of them will do is they will charge the person who's buying. So if you sell something for 100, they'll have an 18% markup on it. So you actually pay 118 for it, and they get that 18%.
Oh, that's actually great to hear. I mean,
So
really,
you guys got to find the places that work that way. But the problem with those places a lot of times is they'll say, well, we're going to start everything at $5. And if you only get $5, you only get $5.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want someone to evaluate what's worth. I'm not going to have an estate sale for my comics. I mean, that's not
Yeah, you probably have some that are worth a lot of money and some that aren't. A bunch that aren't.
Exactly. And so I need to take the time to evaluate my comics and sell the ones that I think that is going to make the most money, and the rest of them are just like trash. I mean, I hate to say that about comics, but it's true.
Or donate it.
But there are a few that I know after collecting in the 90s that are worth a lot, but I can't sell them all for that much, you know. The same thing goes for like, you know, some of my toys. Like some of them are worth a lot. The flag is worth a lot.
It is worth a ton of money. I saw one.
What is it?
It's an aircraft carrier that is absolutely immense.
It's the aircraft carrier.
Every kid had that one kid who either was an only child who their parents just spoiled, or they had the rich kid, and they had
You were
the
the
flag.
spoiled kid, Chris.
And
that's like $4,000 on eBay.
Yeah, I mean that's something.
So I heard a lot of that. I heard a lot.
I mean, honestly, that's something Chris. That's something you should just sell. I mean, you should put it on Facebook Marketplace and just say $4,500. You know, and
I know,
and just have somebody show up and you know, make sure they don't show up and see everything else you have and then come back and break into your house and steal it all.
Of how expensive the flag
is. It unopened? Or is it opened?
What's that?
Is it opened or unopened?
No, it's opened, of course. I mean, I don't have.
It's definitely like in the multi-$1,000 range.
In 1985, when it came out, it was $110.
Oh, that's worth like
Yeah.
$1 million today, right?
It's a couple hundred today.
It's worth, from what I can ascertain on eBay, it's worth at least $2,500.
I think that's right.
So I would not accept anything less because it's in great shape. I mean, I also have the thing that really breaks or makes the flag is about the bullhorn, and my bullhorn works.
Really?
And
Do you have the box?
yeah. Well, not the box. I don't have the box. I mean, nobody has a box. Come on.
Well,
I mean, if
yeah.
anybody
Some-
kept the box, good Lord.
Yeah, some people have
But
it, but
I have
it's
I
yeah,
have- I
it's
have
still
the
good.
bullhorn,
Yeah.
and it works. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything works, and everything's
cool.
in shape.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, at least $2,500.
Oh, the bullhorn! You would walk around with a little portable bullhorn. Look at that!
Taxpayers love that.
Like,
I'll
There's
be
one
all
on
like-
hands on
eBay.
deck! All hands on deck!
There's one on
I
eBay
would be
right
like,
now that's
yo,
complete with box.
Yo, Joe. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, exactly. So I'd be walking around going like, yo, Joe, and everybody would come on and buy this thing. But it's kind of incredible that I had this and I still have this. So I want to get my money's worth, but I don't want to extort anyone, because I don't have the box, and like,
Well, if
I
somebody
just
wants to
wanna
give you the
get-
money, you take it. This isn't extorting anybody, anything from anybody.
Well, right.
Yeah, you're right about the price. I think I'm looking at eBay finished completed auctions out of box around $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah,
Between-
that's what
between
I
those.
It's
figured.
amazing.
Yeah.
Now the complete ones are higher.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
the
I have a
highest one
place
was
to-
5,000, but that had the box.
Well, if you had the box, I mean, that'd be amazing. But
Yeah.
there's no way. I mean, my dad was great about keeping boxes, but there's no way he would keep.
I know that thing's gigantic. Look at that
Yeah.
thing.
It's so big. Exactly. Like, I have so many boxes in my basement because of my dad, but there's no way he would keep the USS flag box. I got it.
Nobody knew it was worth collecting back then.
Yeah.
Well, of course. Yeah, exactly. I got it for Christmas of, I think, 1986. And my dad and I put it together on Christmas Eve, and it was amazing. And I kept the base of it under my bed for like 4 years. And every now and then, my friends and I would get it out and set up the flag, and it was amazing. And I'm
They don't
sure
make
you can
toys
all-
like they used to.
And they're junk.
They don't.
They're junk.
Right. Yeah, right. And I'm sure you can hear it in my voice right now that I'm getting upset
Yeah, I can hear it.
because of my dad.
Yeah. That's understandable,
And
man.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I love having that as a part of my dad,
Oh
but
man.
I can't keep it. I can't keep it. I want it to go on, and I have to downsize. I truly wish that I could just keep it, but I can't. I wanted to keep it for my kid.
Yeah.
I don't have a kid. I won't have a kid. And
No, I mean,
I'm sorry.
you don't have to apologize,
Go ahead.
Chris.
Maybe
This,
you
this is
could,
very real, man. Don't
Maybe you could
apologize
take
at
it to
all.
like Ronald McDonald House or something.
Yeah,
Give-
or
I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you need the money, you want to sell it for money, but like you could definitely find places that would take that.
so Chris, I mean, I do you have any brothers and sisters? I don't. I mean, I don't. I just don't know.
No, I don't. I'm an only
Okay.
child.
Okay. I was gonna say if you had a niece or nephew or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, you and I have talked about family a lot,
Yeah. Yeah, we have, Chris.
and you told me that you never know, and you're right. I don't. I would never know, but right now, with the person that I'm with, we're not gonna have kids, and that's okay.
But, I mean,
I still love her. I still love the situation that we're in.
and then, I mean, it's
I
good. It's good that you have somebody like that in your life, man. It's good that you have somebody to share your life with, and it's good that you have somebody that you can, that you can love. I mean, that's important. I
yeah.
mean, it's just as important to love as it is to be loved. So, I mean, it's good that you have that person in your life. I mean, is it something where let's put it this way? Is it something where like you could keep the aircraft carrier, even though it's stupidly huge, just get rid of everything else? I mean, keep that one thing as like this perfect. I don't know. It's like almost a monument, if you will, if you don't mind me using the words. I mean, you don't have to get rid of the big
No, you're
giant.
fine.
Right?
But
You can
but
go and get a nice glass case made for it. You can put it up on your wall.
Make it into a
Right?
coffee table.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. What if you what if you had like a table like that you could put it inside of? So when you sat down to eat, you could see the aircraft carrier every day. I
that would
love
be
that idea.
amazing. But Logan would kill me. So it's fine. Like, dude, I get it. And seriously, Logan would just die before she would let me keep that. And that's fine. Like, I can keep Snake Eyes and be fine with that. Like, I don't need an aircraft carrier. If I was on my own and lived by myself and had to make a freaking table out of something, I would do it with the USS flag. But that's not realistic, and it's not realistic for her. And I'm fine with letting it go. I'm fine with keeping Snake Eyes.
Ah, the best.
Hmm.
It is.
Exactly.
It is the GI Joe version of Boba Fett. You always keep the snake eyes.
You always keep the Snake Eyes. Exactly. Right.
Hey, Chris,
So that's the whole point.
check the
Go
chat.
ahead. Go ahead.
Check the chat. I put a place in there for you to contact. They buy whole collections at once. And all the stuff you have,
Okay.
mask, all that other stuff.
Well, I'm not selling masks.
No, I know, but I know you have it.
There's no way I'm selling masks. That's mine. That's mine. It will always be mine. I'll make a table out of it someday. Boulder Hill will be my table. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Now I'll sell G.I. Joe and I'll sell everything else, Transformers, everything else. But there's no freaking way I'm selling mask.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Selling what?
Mask.
Hey,
What's mask?
Oh no.
What do you mean?
no,
Well,
no, you're trolling right now.
No, I have
Seriously.
no idea. Mask?
you don't know what mask is,
No.
Chris?
Oh my god.
I'm turning my geek card or what?
Oh, you have to turn in your geek card. Yeah, definitely.
Matt, do you know what it is? Okay. I have no idea. What
So
it
it was MASK. It was
M.A.S.K.
yeah.
Yep,
I
anagram.
vaguely remember this.
Mobile armored what was it? Mobile armored
Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Yeah, there, Mobile Armored Strike Command. There you go. Command with a K, so you knew it was tough.
I know of it. I don't
Never
really
heard of it.
know.
Never heard of it till today.
And it had a
I'm
cartoon
the same
and
way,
everything.
man.
Are you
Yeah,
fucking
I mean,
kidding me? I'm sorry.
apparently
I didn't mean to.
I'm
No, you
shocked.
can swear. You can swear.
I mean, it was around when
This
I
is
was a
after
kid.
hours.
How dare
Never
you?
heard of
The
this.
language.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, and
Sorry
then
for using that language.
I know it's
Okay.
only one. It was only 1 year, 1985 to 1986. How could I miss that?
No.
Hey, how could
they've
you?
been
say
making the
No.
toys
It was
forever.
more than that.
It was,
was
and
not
then
1
it was
year.
the 18 wheeler was the cool
It
one.
said 8.
That was the
on
TV
IMDb.
show. They've been making the toys forever.
There was a cartoon,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I vaguely
So-
remember.
You
this
wanted
guy.
the 18 wheeler.
Hey,
That was the
hey,
cool
It was
thing.
kind of like our generation's Rescue Rangers,
Oh,
Rescue
okay.
Rangers,
No.
Paw
Oh my
Patrol or
God.
something.
What kind of comment is that? Stop.
What do you mean?
Okay, stop. Rescue Rangers?
Not Rescue Rangers. That's wrong. Not Chippendale. Like Paw Patrol, but for a little bit older kids. It's just
Okay.
like the whole
well,
kind of.
stop. Seriously, stop. Everybody stop right
So
now.
everybody,
Those quick words,
so
man.
the whole premise of it was that each person had like their normal, but then they had this like big giant mask that would go over
Yeah.
their heads, and then that allowed them to like drive their car or whatever
Yeah.
better.
Oh, so it was like a ripoff of something.
Oh my!
Oh, it was
my
just
God!
yeah. It
Transformers.
wasn't.
They were all ripping off each
I
other.
was not a
back then,
fan.
Scott.
This is the worst conversation I've ever been a part of.
I'm sorry,
Seriously, like
I know. I guess I was missing out all these years.
From 1987 to 1988,
Oh.
Kenner released 2 additional series of action figures and vehicles. However, these last 2 series strayed from the original theme of the series of crime fighting and terrorism, focusing instead on a racing theme.
It had nothing on Turbo Teen.
Hey, no.
version.
Do not bring up Turbo Teen in regards to Mask. Stop.
Remember the old pole position cartoon?
Oh, pole position was great.
Pole position.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
don't.
What I'm saying. Like, I wish that right now I could play like pole position and Mask because they're 2 of the greatest theme songs ever written. They're fantastic.
See, rather than
I mean,
watch
I thought-
Mask, I prefer
What's
to
that?
Visionaries.
I want you to listen. I want you to listen to this gripping backstory of pole position.
Oh, great.
The show features the Darretts, a family of stunt-driving crime fighters who investigated and thwarted wrongdoing while operating under the front of a traveling show known as the Pole Position Stunt Show, which was sponsored by the United States government in order to give cover for their investigative activity
All right.
and provide maintenance for their high-demand vehicles. There you
All right,
go.
here we go. So here's the thing. I can do it. So I have to ask Alexa. So Alexa, play pole position. Alexa, play the pole position
Triggered
theme
mine.
song. Hold on.
Pole position theme, 2021
Great,
April
Lance.
version. Song.
Here we go.
Amazon Music.
Alexa, volume up 16. Whoa. Well,
You're gonna get flagged that one.
No,
Alexa,
well, we always get flagged.
stop.
I think that's
Right.
the
Hold on.
here.
Hold on.
Here, I'll put it in the chat. So you
Alexa,
guys...
Alexa, volume 12.
Set the volume between 0 and 10.
Okay. Alexa,
Goes to
volume
11.
6. Hold on. Alexa, play the pole position cartoon theme song.
What did you think the volume scale was?
100 million.
2021 8-bit version. Anytime you like on this Echo with Amazon Music Unlimited. It's free for
Alexa's a
30 days.
bitch.
$5.99 a month until you cancel. Terms in the Alexa app.
Oh my God.
Should I start
Seriously?
the style and play pole position?
No.
2021 8-bit version.
Alexa, no. Alexa, play.
You can start anytime by
Alexa, stop.
Alexa,
Jesus
that's a
Christ.
bad touch.
Alexa,
Chris,
tell me a
Alexa's
joke.
not that
Alexa.
smart.
Play the pole position theme song.
pole
Cartoon.
position theme.
Oh my God.
2021
Okay,
8-bit version.
fine.
And similar-
Alexa, stop. Jesus Christ. Okay, I thought I could. Oh my God.
That's fine. I
What
posted
in
the
the
link if anybody
hell?
else wants to listen to the pole position theme song.
So a little bit of a non sequitur here. If anybody, Grant was on the Jim Jeffries podcast.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great.
Yeah.
I watched it today.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
Who's Jim Jeffries?
he's a comedian from Australia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he mention the Alaboom?
Yeah, I know him.
He
Yeah.
mentioned
No.
Board Game Geek.
They mentioned Board Game Geek, although they skipped over it so briefly. I was like, oh yeah, it's a website. That was
They
it.
mentioned it a couple of times, but
No,
yeah,
it came up a couple times, but yeah, it's kind of.
They were a little busy, Scott. Yeah. Hey, Chris, I got a question for you.
I think Jim Jeffries more wanted to
Sure.
talk about pinball.
If
Yeah,
you
I
were
think
to live
so.
in Dallas, would you wear shorts or would you be a freak like Scott?
I'm sorry, I missed part of that, but go ahead.
If you lived
Repeat
in
that,
Dallas, would
please.
you wear shorts?
Go ahead.
Would
if
you wear
lived
shorts?
in Dallas? Would you wear shorts?
If I was living in Dallas, would I wear shorts?
Yeah,
Is that what you're asking?
that's what
Yeah,
Barry's
it's-
asking.
it's an
That's not what
important
I'm
question.
asking.
You're all just going up. Yeah. Anyway,
Just
okay.
answer the question.
So I'm going to go with the question of if I lived in Dallas, would I wear shorts? Yes, of course.
See, Scott, you are.
Until
I wear shorts, just not outside.
it was
You wear them
cold.
inside?
But the real question is, would you wear Daisy Duke?
Oh, well, who's asking?
Yeah.
How much could I pay you to wear Daisy Duke?
Only Daisy can wear Dukes.
What's her name? Last name Bach. What was
Catherine.
it?
Catherine Bach.
Yeah,
Catherine.
there you go.
Catherine Bach. Exactly. Yes. But and I'm telling you that right now because I grew up with everyone wearing Daisy Dukes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
that's
too.
good.
And
yeah.
it was glorious.
Daisy Dukes and halter tops.
Exactly.
Gotta love the
Halter tops,
70s.
tube tops. Gotta love the 70s and 80s. I mean,
Is a tube top and a
seriously.
halter top the same
It's just-
thing?
well, no,
I don't
halter
know.
tops are a little bit different from tube tops.
Are
Yeah.
they?
Well, only the refined of us know the difference. The Southerners. But I'm telling you right now, like I mean, come on. We have the finest girls on the planet. And thankfully I'm dating one of those, but I'm telling you right now,
Just
like growing
Chris,
up.
where is this coming from? What in like the 50-mile radius of where you live? That's where like if I wanted to find
Yes.
a partner for the rest of my life, that's
if you wanted to really find a fine Southern girl, yes, 50 miles within me, then yes, that's what you have to do. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we kind of captured all the girls and put them around the tracks, but it's true. I'm sorry.
Chris, pick a number between 1 and 12.
Is that why I went to Dallas, Scott? You wanted to find Southern girl?
Well,
Chris, pick a number between 1
as
and
long as
12.
you want- what's that?
Pick a number between 1 and 12.
7.
It's a fair number. Okay, Chris. I don't know if you've never played initials with us, but now you're gonna.
Okay. All right. I'm going to. All right. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll explain the game of initials to you, so you'll understand how it works, and then you'll play, and then you'll congratulate Anthony when he wins. So initials is a game that was created by a radio station that's near me. And the guy that created it turned it into a board game that you can pick up on Kickstarter. Unless you're Scott, you never get your copies, and you cry about it, but never email the guy. But what happens is that there are 6 clues. There are a bunch of different items. I think there's like 15 in total. There are 6 clues. Those clues start very vague and then slowly get more and more defined as you go along. At any point, you can say your name, which will be your buzzer. So, Chris, what would your buzzer be?
Chris.
Very good. So when you say your name, you ring in, and then you got to guess at what the answer is. What I'm getting to. If you get it right, cool, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you're out for the rest of that particular person, place, phrase, whatever, term, whatever you want to call it. And then, so basically, it's like, do you take a gamble, and do you guess early, or do you wait and let the clues go out? There's 6 clues for each thing, and every single thing, it's called initials because every single thing has the exact same initials. And today's initials are, and Chris can't see this, so I'm going to have to say it out loud, which makes me mad.
Oh.
But the initials are S as in smile, M as in Mary.
Okay, so S as in smile, and M as in Mary. SM.
There you go.
Okay.
Got it.
M
right.
is in Mancy.
Wait. What? Back up. What? Repeat that.
Don't confuse them, Lance.
Sierra Mike.
Sierra Mike. Yeah.
Still
Sierra
Meyer.
Mike. So here you go. We're going to start it up. Clue number 1, for item number 1. Connected to Liberty Bell in 1899.
What?
Clue number 2. It features a candle. Clue number 3. Sometimes seen at airports. Clue number 4.
Okay.
Connected to reels.
Wow, felt dumb. Okay,
Aldi.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Aldi.
Slot machine.
Slot machine is correct. Slot machine.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
realize they were that
Okay, okay, I get that. Okay,
you go.
all right.
What is
The
now,
next,
Chris?
the next clue was
Wow.
Seen in Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Ocean's 13.
Oh, slot machine. Yep. I mean, I feel
was the
dumb,
gimme?
but go ahead.
The gimme was features random number generators, levers, and bonus rounds.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
I didn't even know that this was a competition.
Oh no, no.
We're playing for glory.
You're playing for
Oh,
glory.
glory.
Yeah.
Although the ringer is not here, apparently.
For Alaboom Fun Bucks is what it's for.
Okay,
They are
Fun Bucks.
they are absolutely worthless.
Love it.
They can't be traded in for anything. Though so apparently I'm being requested to have T-shirts for Alaboomers. So I guess we're gonna have to do one of those things where somebody designs T-shirts for us, and then we'll put them on sale on some website so we can sell 3 of them. All right, here we go.
No, I mean, I'd love that. I
think we
love
know a guy
T-shirts.
better.
Clue number 1. Clue number 1. Once featured Rocky Balboa.
Same SM, right?
Yeah,
Yep, they're
same.
all going to be the same. There you go. Clue number
Okay,
2.
All right.
Appeared in 2010's Despicable Me. In case anybody's wondering, tonight's drink of choice is A&W Zero Sugar. Clue number 3. In Grand Theft Auto 5, a fictional version was called Del Perro. Item number 4. Appeared on 1995's Sparkle and Fade.
Anthony,
Go for it.
Santa Monica.
Santa Monica is correct. Sparkle and Fade
Oh, damn
is
it.
the classic Everclear album, and that Santa Monica is the
was
name.
it?
Yep. The gimme was connected to the ocean and known for it. No, connected to the Pacific Ocean and known for its pier.
Nice. I get that. Yeah. Good job.
All right, here we go. Clue number 1. Found
All right.
indoors. Clue number 2. There are a handful of these. Clue number 3. First debuted in 1975. Clue number 4. Was an Easter egg in the 2015 George Clooney movie Tomorrowland.
Sorry.
Clue number 5. You can be on this in Japan, China, France, and the U.S.
Matt,
Go for it.
Space Mountain.
Space
Yeah.
Mountain.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had
Yeah.
Small World in my head. I don't know why I couldn't get away.
Iconic Disney landmark and ride.
You just gotta
Same-
turn that
same
W
from-
upside down.
Yeah.
Scott.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was a mix
Yeah.
between that and Splash Mountain.
Same thing. Great job.
As
Great
Ric
job.
Flair said when it came to the ladies, I'm a lot like Space Mountain. I'm the oldest ride there, but I got the longest line.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that was one of his many, many Ric Flairisms, as he would say.
I cracked the rib. on
Okay.
Space Mountain.
Sorry that I'm sucking at this. I'm usually good at trivia.
Well,
but-
for record, neither Barry or Matt have scored any point. Oh no, Matt scored one. Barry hasn't done any good on this either, so don't worry about it. It happens.
Yeah.
I haven't scored any points either, so you
We're
know.
only 4 in.
Okay. All right.
3 in. Whatever.
Item number 4. Number 1. Connected to deception. Number 2. Has been connected to pressing A, B, or circle. Number 3. Connected
Aldi.
to... Ooh, Aldi, I think, was a hair ahead. Do I need to go to the...
It was
You
all
can have it, Barry. Go ahead, Barry. It's all yours.
Super Mario.
And...
Go ahead, Scott.
Scott, do you still want to ring
I'm
in?
out. I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should mention, Chris, when you ring in, you have 5 seconds to answer. So you can ring in to think
Got it.
for a moment. All right, here we go. I'll repeat all of clue number 3. Connected to breakdancing. Clue number 4. Features avoidance. Clue number 5. This is found in hockey, football, and basketball. Final clue. This physical strategy includes rotation.
Anthony,
Go for it.
spin move.
Spin move is correct.
That's a
Oh.
dumb clue.
What? That's a too fucking horrible.
That's not good.
And
Well,
the
fit
correct
on
term is
I
spinorama.
was-
Thank you very much.
No.
The grousing.
I
I love the
I'm,
grousing. I love the grousing.
No, but come on.
I
Objectively,
was
that's a
way
fucking
hung
horrible
up.
clue.
It is an objective.
I would have gotten it with clue number 1. personally.
I was
Regard-
way hung up
irregardless.
on second
Irregardless.
minute.
All right, here we go. Clue number 1. Debuted in 1973.
Anthony.
Go for it.
Seth Meyers.
And you are out. Clue number 2. Appeared on the 2005 Deftones album B-Sides and Rarities. Clue number 3. Connected to 2000's Almost Famous.
Aldi.
Go for it.
Superman.
And
Anthony.
You already
can't,
guessed.
Anthony. You're out. Clue number 4. Appeared on a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band's debut album.
Anthony.
You're out. Stop it. Clue number 5. The first line is "Mama told me when I was young."
Anthony.
Matt,
Matthew.
I'm just a simple man.
Simple Man
Mhm.
is correct.
Man,
Classic
I was
song.
going to say that.
Another
The
bad
shine down version of that is fucking awesome.
It's
And
it's
just so
no.
you know, I just looked it up. Seth Meyers was born in 1973.
Oh well.
Oh, hopefully that comes back later.
All right. Clue number 1.
I guess
And-
I need to be more aggressive.
There you go.
So, 'cause
Well, you only have
Simple
one
Man
shot.
was-
You only get one
You gotta
guess.
ring it in. You got
Yeah,
one shot,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah, one
Oh,
shot.
I got one shot. All right, here we
All
go.
right. Here we go. Has been to the moon. You know what I learned today? Sorry, I just thought of this, and I'll has nothing. Well, it has to do with the moon. So everybody knows, Neil Armstrong, small step for man, giant leap for all mankind, kind of thing.
Right.
Is that what he
Yeah,
said?
yeah. But
Something like
do you know what Buzz Aldrin's first words were when he
Holy shit!
no
that. It should have been me.
no he said fantastic desolation is what he said.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
or magnificent desolation. I think it was magnificent desolation.
You don't even know what it was.
But no, I heard it today. It was either fantastic, but it was like
Mama
it
told
was
me.
magnificent, magnificent desolation. No, have you ever seen the Onion page? But like the Onion front page of like it's like
Holy fucking shit!
Holy
We
fucking
walked
shit.
on the moon.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man
Said-
walks on
Yeah.
the moon.
He said beautiful view.
No, he didn't.
I
You're a
just
liar.
Googled it.
No, wrong.
No, the Onion page is the greatest. Yeah. Holy fucking shit.
Beautiful
walks on the
view.
moon.
Oh, Aldrin. Okay, yeah.
All right. Number 2.
Number 2.
Aldrin answered magnificent.
But he did say
desolation.
beautiful view, and then he said magnificent desolation. That wasn't his first words.
Hmm.
Moving on.
Or what was the clue? Something
Been to the
about
moon.
the moon.
Has been
Okay.
to the moon.
Okay.
Clue number 2.
Oh.
Named after a literary character. Clue number 3. Debuted in 1947's Christmas on Bear Mountain. Clue number 4. Has a Scottish accent.
Anthony.
Go for it, Anthony.
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck.
Nice.
Oh,
It's
oh,
How do you know that?
damn it! I should have been more aggressive. Sorry.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I
love-
did. I did. Yeah.
I loved old Scrooge McDuck comics, man. I love those comics. Those damn Beagle Boys always trying to steal his money. All right, here we go. Clue number 1.
Well, I'm left with no points. So.
Yeah, well, we
got
got
more-
plenty
we got
more.
more to
We
go.
got
but
plenty more.
but it was my first time, so I should have been
There's
more.
still 8
aggressive.
more clues to go, buddy. You got plenty of time. It's anybody's
No,
game.
wait. there's more.
Yeah.
There's
Eight
more.
more.
But
wait,
wait,
there's more.
There's more.
Wait,
Wow.
there's more.
You're never out in this
Okay.
game until you're out.
Okay.
Until Anthony's
all
done.
Yeah.
Until Anthony has scored 9 and we all can't catch up.
Number one.
right. Okay.
In the
All right.
UK, 3 extra letters are added to the end of the first word. Number 2. Sometimes represented by pink, yellow, purple, and more. Number 3. Is ideally cold. Number 4. Sometimes seen near flakes. Number 5. Typically seen in the morning. Final clue. Whole, 1%, and 2%.
Matt.
Go for it, Matt.
Um,
5, 4.
skim milk.
Skim milk is correct.
Oh my God.
These clues are getting
Have I?
like
We're on the third
these are
version.
really the
Scott.
bottom of the barrel of it.
Yeah, we're getting the bottom of the barrel for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I told you that
Lately that you love me? No.
no, have I told you that like did I ever tell you my story about skim milk? So like you remember in school when like you'd have that milk break in grade school where they'd bring you the cartons of
Yes.
milk to your thing? Yeah,
Jungle
I might have told
juice.
I'm sure I told this story before, but I remember that I remember the janitors would bring it of all people, and then what all they do is they basically have these like they basically have a milk crate, and they'd throw and they knew how many of each milk they needed for the thing, and I was the only kid who drank skim milk. My mother just got us onto skim milk when we were young, so we never really looked for anything. And I remember it always came in a green carton. And it was just like, and there was always one green little half pint or whatever carton of milk in there. And that was always mine. I loved that. I was like, and that one's mine. And every once in a while somebody would grab it. I'm like,
Why
hey,
did your mom make you drink skim milk?
I don't know. It was
It's
just
like-
something we did.
It's like milky. It's like
That's
cloudy
like milk.
water.
Milk water. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I honestly, man,
Water,
if somebody like slips if somebody gives me 1% or 2% milk, it feels like I gag. It's just
Well,
like
yeah, 2% I gag. I don't gag, but 2% I usually get one or skim.
yeah.
What?
No.
So
Full boat,
Speaking of-
baby.
speaking of gagging, if you want me to tell you a story about milk and our milk breaks, so I don't know how much you have on this podcast, but anyway,
Anything
in third
goes,
grade,
man.
in third
Anything
grade,
goes tonight.
we had our breaks, we had our milk breaks, and I was not feeling great that morning, and they brought milk. And I don't know if you realize, like, when you're about to throw up, you feel like these tingles in the back of your throat
Oh yeah.
or
always.
on your cheeks. Yeah. So you feel the tingles on the back of your like cheeks. So I was taking my milk break and drinking and thinking everything is fine. And all of a sudden I felt the tingles on my cheeks. And I was like, I'm going to throw up. And I raised my hand and said, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and didn't even wait for the teacher, Miss McCoy, in third grade. I didn't wait. I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Bye. And I was out the door. And all the way down the class, there was like, I think maybe 40 yards to the bathroom.
Did you make it?
I didn't. 20 yards to the bathroom, I started spewing. And it was like back and forth like a it was like a lawn. I don't even know what the word was, but like I started spewing back and forth, and I was painting all the walls and the doors with my milk. And finally I got to the bathroom, and thankfully I was able to get into the toilet, but the entire time I was there, and I was throwing up for like, I'm not kidding you, for like 20 minutes. At least it felt like that way. And I
Sounds
came
horrible.
out of the bathroom, and I looked down the hall, and there was this poor janitor, which he was there my entire life, but he was like putting that kitty litter out all the way across the hallway, and because I threw it up the entire time. And I felt so bad, but at the same time, it's like I felt so good, because you know how it feels like when you throw up. It's the worst thing you ever experienced, but at the same time, after you're done, you feel like $1 million. You feel like you could rule the world. And
Well,
that's
I
what
mean,
I
as
felt
long as
when I
it was
walked
just
out.
something that like you just had to like. I'll say that's the case if it's like one of those things where you took that last shot that you shouldn't have had, or if it's a thing where like you.
Well, as a kid, yes, of course, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, but with like when you're actually still sick after you get done, no, I still say you're miserable and you go crawl back in bed.
No,
I do
I
remember. I do
Go
remember
ahead.
back in my drinking days. I do remember like sitting there and like people are talking to me, and I had like the last big giant gulp of beer left, and like every single muscle in my body saying, "Don't drink it. You just put it down on the table. You
Right.
don't need to have it." And then, but I paid for it, and then I downed it, and then I was like, "Oh, better go outside." You know, just like while everybody else is gonna give
Well,
it.
it's not like that. It's not like that. And we've all been there, because you know you have pushed yourself way too far, and you throw up, and you're like, "Oh, thank God I'm still alive." That's the feeling that you get when you have pushed yourself too far about drinking. But when you're not, and all of a sudden it comes on, and you throw up, and you kind of come out of the stupor, and you're like, I'm still alive, and maybe I could like climb a building. And that's just kind of the way it is. And that's the way it was when I threw up in my third grade. So
Yeah. Well,
and
fair.
I honestly think that, and I hope that anytime we throw up in our old age, because we're all old, thankfully, if it happens, if we come out of that, we could think that we're freaking Spider-Man, you know? Not because
Clinging to
we've
walls
been
and stuff.
drinking too much. Exactly. Not because we've been drinking too much, but because we're like, okay, all of a sudden I've eaten something that I don't like and my body doesn't like, and you throw up, and all of a sudden you're like coming out of it, and I'm like, yes, I can climb walls now.
Well, with that, next clue. I don't know one. Clue number one.
Silence.
No, that's fine.
Cricket.
We always
Sorry.
have esoteric nonsense like that when we do this stuff. So here you go. Clue number one has connections to a goose and a moose.
Goose and a moose.
Goose and the moose. Okay.
Clue number two debuted in 1977. Clue number three attached to a compass. Clue number four often go by a one-letter nickname. Clue number five will no longer use the numbers 11, 24, and 42. Final clue. This baseball team is famously attached to a.
Anthony.
Go for it.
Seattle Mariners.
Seattle Mariners. That's sports question you guys hate. But even with the Dallas Cowboys, Aldi still can't get it right. So, how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Clue number one. From Glasgow.
I'm a Lions fan now.
Boo,
Lions fan.
Lions.
I'm a Lions fan.
Boo. Clue number one. From Glasgow. Clue number two. Jim and Charlie have been involved since 1977. Clue number three. Broke into the U.S. market in 1985. Clue number four. In the U.S., often considered a one-hit wonder.
Anthony.
God damn it, Anthony. Whoa.
Simple Minds.
Simple Minds is correct. The gimme was saying, don't you forget about me. I'm sorry, don't you, parentheses, forget about me, parentheses. That was that song
Nice.
on that Breakfast
They
Club.
almost didn't sing that song.
They almost? What now?
So
This is
Chrissy
what the
Hynde
esoteric stuff.
Chrissy Hynde was supposed to record that song, but she was pregnant and couldn't do it. So she asked, I think Jim is who she was with at the time, said his band should do it, and they didn't want to. And she convinced them to do it.
Hmm.
And the famous la 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 at the end part is a filler. They were supposed to write lyrics for there, and they just did that on the track. And then the next day, he's like, "Well, we're gonna write the lyrics," and the guy's like, "Ah, no, I like the la la la's. Leave them in there."
I'm gonna kind of call bullshit on that.
All right. Clue number one. Was seen on the series finale of The Office. Clue number two. Was an Appalachian ER receptionist. Clue number three. Went to Northwestern. Clue number four. Commonly seen by a desk.
Aldi.
Go for it, Ollie.
Seth Meyers.
Debuted in 1973. Yes, Seth Meyers is correct.
Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah.
Bro,
With four left, sadly, both Barry and Chris are eliminated, but you can still score points. You can still play spoiler. You can still play spoiler. Both Matthew and Aldi are in it to win it still. Here we go.
Nice.
Clue number one, debuted in 2008. Clue number two, based on the novel Q&A. Clue number three, won 8 Academy Awards. Clue number four,
Anthony,
go for it.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes, and with that, he has eliminated Aldi from winning. However, Matt can run the table to tie. So remember, if you're not named Matt, and you get any of these right, that means Anthony wins. If that matters to you. If you wish to Matthew, could you give your phone number to the other gentlemen so they could text you the answers? So they can...
What if we called Matt and said,
Yeah, there we go. Clue number one. In a modern sense, it debuted in 1896. Clue number two. sometimes plated.
Oh, I think I knew this.
Sometimes plated.
Plated. Clue number 3. Often seen near necks.
Anthony,
Go for it.
silver medal.
Silver medal. And with that, Anthony wins. The final clue on that one was these go to the first losers at the Olympics. Here we go. 2 left, just for funsies. Clue number 1, part of a franchise.
Super Mario. Sorry, Chris.
Chris, you're on the board.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
What was the answer?
Super Mario. Frequently intentionally destroys things, grows and shrinks, often seen near bricks and coins. Has a brother named Luigi.
Well, I wish you had done that earlier. I mean, I could be in the game, but whatever.
Well,
It's
you got a
on the
point.
board.
More than Barry
You're
can
not
say.
shut out.
Here we go. Clue number 1. First seen in 1996.
Chris.
Aldi.
Super Mario.
No, it's not the same thing, Chris. Aldi, what's your guess?
Spuds McKenzie.
I know. I'm sorry.
Spuds
Go
McKenzie
ahead.
is not correct.
Oh, come on.
Clue number
Has
2.
to be.
Known for arrogance. Number 3. Once seen winning a property action. Once seen winning a property auction. Clue number 4. Was once chased by Mr. Larson. Clue number 5. Once hired a heckler. Clue number 6. This villain was played by Christopher McDonald in Happy Gilmore.
Anthony, Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin.
I like Chris McDonald.
Yeah, he's you know, that movie's funny, but like if you go back, that's the game. Yeah, Anthony wins. No, so that movie's funny, but like one of the the little tiny snippet that Chris McDonald has after the fight with Bob Barker, which admittedly was very funny. Comedy gold. But when he's like, "Hey, Happy Gilmore, come on down," and then he's just like, "Man, I used to think getting rid of you was gonna be tough, but getting into a fist fight with Bob Barker on live TV. Hey, who won that fight, by the way?" That was just just so good, just hilarious. Good movie.
Good movie.
Good movie.
So I saw it last night.
What did you say?
It's not a happy movie.
What movie did you go see?
It's the it's nominated for 10 Oscars, I think, or something like that. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw
It's
that.
long,
It was
and I didn't think I was gonna watch it all at once, but I couldn't stop watching it. It's pretty great.
No, it's not.
no, I don't think
I thought it was
didn't
great.
think so.
I'm wrong.
I
I should not like
talked about
it.
last week on the show.
Oh, you did? I don't remember. I didn't remember that. I don't think,
Think they could have cut
I
it
was
an
not
hour.
here actually.
It's a lot of great acting.
Yeah.
Interspersed in a really not so great movie.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. The acting is great. How can you not like? I mean, I don't know. What do you mean? Not a great movie? I don't know. I guess I didn't know the story ahead of time. Did you know the story?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an interesting story, mystery.
Am
No,
I?
everything about it individually was fantastic. Combined is where it was lost it.
Am I able to
It's
or
like 3 hours.
Over 3 hours.
guaranteed or warranted to upset the apple cart here? Can I talk about Oscars?
Say whatever you want.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
Chris, I'm just gonna say that if you say something I don't like, I'm gonna tell you that I disagree with you, and I will vehemently defend my opinion. But I mean, but
Okay. Well,
I
We'll tell
am
you repeatedly.
guessing. I'm going to just use my Karnak abilities to look into the future and what I know of Chris and what I'm thinking of. Will this have anything to do with Ryan Gosling being nominated for an
It-
Academy Award?
it definitely
Not the
will.
director of
Well-
said movie or the lead
American
actor
Ferrara.
of said movie.
American Ferrara was also
Right.
nominated.
Okay. Well, you know, I mean, Lance, you're fantastic. I mean, you have the greatest predictability of everybody. Yes, of course. Yes,
So
Barbie.
I before I let you say it, let me just say what I think, and then I
Okay, go ahead.
I believe now, and this is coming from somebody.
Would
who
you
has not-
believe?
This is coming from somebody who has not seen the movie. I know.
What?
I have not seen Barbie yet.
gosh.
It's just one of those things where it just hasn't
But
come into my
you're gonna
radar.
okay.
So I have
Pontificate
no,
on it.
but no, I have no
Sucks.
favorite reference. However, I have read a couple of op-eds about this, including one from somebody who actually votes on, like, is one of the Academy voters. And without them explaining who or what they voted for, their explanation is that, and this could just be backtracking and covering their ass after the fact, but they said as far as like the supporting actor field was not as filled with quality performances as much as for lead actress, which I think is stupid.
Sure.
I hate the fact that they call it, but they were like basically saying there were 9 or 10 fantastic women who did a fantastic job in a movie. And
Okay.
it was just one of those things where they said the 7 that were picked were the best 7. That doesn't mean that the people that were snubbed shouldn't have. So then I will say, and then the same thing goes for best director as well. They said there was like 9 or 10 different directors that just did a fantastic job, and it was one of those things where it was percentage points and differences. It's one of those things where it's like, so on one hand, I feel like, okay, that's a viable explanation, and I can accept that, and I can say that makes sense if that is in fact the case. I don't know. It's subjective. Like, I think this person did a really good job. I mean, it isn't like you have 5 different people going and doing the same role, and you get to pick who did that one role the best, right? I mean, it's just like, oh, you did a really good job playing this person in an action movie. You did a really good job playing this person in a drama. You did a really good job playing this person in a comedy. I get the fact that those things are all just incredibly subjective, and how do you figure that out? But I guess it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, I get it. I get where people are saying this is incredibly stupid, because it's like the dude gets the thing for basically a movie about dudes get everything and women don't. And so I can see that and I can understand that, but I also can accept that explanation. And that I read. No, that's just one person's opinion. That's just one person that votes for the Academy Awards, and maybe it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. But here's my thing that as I scratched my noodle and I thought about it. What does it say? What does it say about the other 7 women that were nominated? Like, they weren't good? They didn't do a good job?
Yeah, of course they did.
I mean, it's like, so does that mean that we just need to kick one of them out and
No.
and insert Margot Robbie into that? I mean, is that what needs to be done regardless to anything else?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, please.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, and I mean, I'm not going to take up too much time about talking about this, but here's the thing about Barbie. So Ryan Gosling is fantastic. We can all admit that he's amazing. I mean, he's just the greatest actor ever. Not ever, but he's a fantastic actor. He did a great job in Barbie. I saw the movie, but the whole thing is like, why in the world would you nominate Ryan and not Margot? Like, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense in any world. Like,
well, I mean,
Margot not only was the star of the movie, and she did a fantastic job, by the way, and I saw it, but she also produced the movie, and she made the movie happen. Like, why would you do that? Why would you nominate Ryan and not Margot? It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, also because, like, the Academy does things that makes no sense all the time. But in this situation, like, are you fucking kidding me? Sorry for my language, but
you're fine.
what in the world? Like, why would you not nominate Margot and nominate Ryan instead?
Well, I mean,
Like,
but I mean, I guess my counterpoint to that is, well, I want to say this. You know what really pisses me off is
What
the
really
fact that,
pisses
like,
you
well, no, lots of things piss me off, but I mean, there's
Oh,
all
we
these
know.
people basically saying, oh, well, you know, Greta Gerwig didn't get nominated, Margot Robbie didn't get nominated, but Ryan Gosling does. And what's being buried by all those people like yelling about that? Why aren't you saying, "Way to go, America Ferrera," for getting nominated for being in that movie?
yeah, of course. Why 100% agree.
Why is that just being all we care about is whether this dude got nominated, but we're not even talking about the actual woman actress that actually got nominated. It's just kind of like nobody can celebrate that.
100% agree. 100% agree about
It's just
that.
like, but we're just, I don't know.
On the same.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, I get that, and I 100% agree that America Ferrera should be nominated, and she should be put on a pedestal. Like, I don't disagree with that whatsoever. What I'm talking about is about Barbie. Like, don't singular take out, like, don't even highlight Barbie. Like, take everything out of the equation. Like, if you're going to nominate anybody in Barbie, Ryan is fine, great, he did a great job, but you can't nominate Ryan Gosling in Barbie without Barbie. I mean, it's just, come on.
So
No,
I have a question.
Go for
And this isn't directed at Chris or anyone. This is a general because I've heard all the hullabaloo about the Barbie thing. How come there's not as much hullabaloo about Danielle Brooks getting nominated for Best Supporting Actress for The Color Purple and Fantasia Barrino not getting nominated for Best Actress?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there should be. But it's because Barbie's such a huge thing. And that's part of the point. Like, I didn't see those movies. I saw Barbie. And so did every freaking else except for Lance saw Barbie.
I haven't seen it either. So
I'm
okay.
not really
You
a go to
Lance.
movie
You
guy.
and Lance.
I watch it when it comes on streaming at home. That's just the way I do it.
No, it's fine. I mean, even me, I didn't go to the movies to see Barbie, but I saw Barbie streaming. Like, I mean, you couldn't escape it. I have still yet to see Oppenheimer, even though that was the one I was looking forward to going to the theater to see.
Yeah.
But I saw Barbie, and yeah, you're right. I mean, like, maybe two of you didn't see Barbie, but the rest of us did. So
I saw both
that's
of
the
them.
whole
I saw
point.
Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Okay, well,
And I saw
that's all.
Killers of the Flower Moon, and I saw many of the other ones, actually, surprisingly.
Oh,
So I mean, but here's
But
okay. So I was wrong.
Oppenheimer's going to win.
There's only
Sorry.
there's
It's
only
the best movie.
there's only
Yeah.
5 there's only 5 nominated or whatever. You know, for
What
the
were the
Five people.
categories?
Maybe they
Five
should just
people.
have more
nominated?
people.
So I mean,
Add
here you
10
go. Here
people.
you go. So I mean, these are things like, so there's Best Picture is American Fiction, Nightfall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. Of those,
Barbie had no chance there.
of those,
Of
I've
course
seen
not.
3. You know, and of the 3 I've seen, Poor Things is the best. But yeah, if you haven't seen Poor Things, go see Poor Things. Poor Things is amazing.
Well, I can tell you right now that I've only seen Barbie. And I can tell you right now, Oppenheimer deserves it. I mean, even without seeing it, I mean, I love Christopher Nolan. And I know what he's capable of. And I know that cast. And I know if I had to vote, even not seen any of those movies, I would vote Oppenheimer.
Do you
But
think all the voters watch all the movies?
they're supposed
no,
to.
they don't.
They get sent.
Are they
They get
supposed to? They're
supposed
supposed to?
they get sent DVDs of
They
the
get the
movies that don't
screeners
even
and all that
exist.
stuff?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean everything. They're supposed to watch everything.
They're
I
supposed
used to know a guy who
They-
lived in Minneapolis, St. Paul, who I mean, I have no idea what happened to him, but I knew a guy because I go to the gaming convention in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, and he was a member of the ratings board, so he got all the early things, then he'd watch them, and then he would submit the ratings for the whatever. And then he was also he was a person who got to throw his vote in for the Academy. And I mean, and he talked a little about it. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, seemed like a nice enough guy, and he says, yeah, you're supposed to watch every single one,
It's
And
all
just
Heath Ledger's fault.
Damn that Keith Ledger.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so here's the
Who?
deal. I mean, like, here's something that people
The Joker.
Greta Gerwig has directed
His name's
3
not Keith,
movies.
is it?
3 movies that
Heath.
have been nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
I mean, which is
That's
amazing.
super snub right there, man.
Well, no, I mean, which is amazing, but I mean, it's just like, but the thing is, with Best Picture, you get 10 movies nominated for Best Picture, but you only get 5 for Best Director. I'm not saying that that I don't know if Martin Scorsese
You can't win with
deserves it
these
better.
awards, honestly. There will always be something wrong with it.
Well, and here's
Yeah.
the have you ever read about, like, and I think I've talked about this. Have you ever read about why the Academy Awards got started? They were started by basically as advertising.
Oh, yeah.
It was the guy who ran MGM Pictures was
That's
basically
surprising.
like, we need to have something that can just tell people
That's why
this
they
movie
released
is
the
good and
movie-
make people want to go see it.
That's why they released the money totals. It's advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the nutball thing is that with these nominations and everything, they're not stupid. They knew exactly what it was. They looked at it and they were just like, you know what's making them more money than anything is the fact that people are talking about it. They're
Yeah.
like
The
yeah,
Oscars. Okay.
well, yeah,
Here's a great
How
line
do
about
they make money off that?
because people will go to their website and
Are they
click
gonna
on
go watch
things.
it?
And I mean,
People haven't watched that show in years.
the Academy is basically
I've turned it
run
off or
by
something.
is
Yeah.
run by the movie studios. I mean, it is. It's just it used to be
that's
directly
why
I used to
connected.
watch it in the 90s and early 2000s. I watched it every year, and now I just can't. I just don't care anymore.
Well, and that's why that they could buy their.
Well,
buy
you know
their
why
way
you don't
into
watch it?
That was the whole point about Miramax. Like, they bought their way into it,
Yeah.
and
They made some good movies.
I mean,
too.
not that the movies weren't good, but they just did what they had to do. I mean, and of course we see where Miramax is now, but at the same time, like, they did whatever they could to buy themselves into the Oscars. I mean, Shakespeare in Love was the first thing. Nobody in the world would have predicted Shakespeare in Love sweeping the Oscars because they didn't buy it off Miramax. And that's the whole thing. It's money. It's just money.
Problem, as always, is capitalism. So
Right.
there you go.
Yeah.
Um,
By the way, Shakespeare in Love or Saving Private Ryan? Which movie would you? Which movie?
Oh,
Although Life is
no,
Beautiful is
man.
pretty good too.
So
Well,
I mean,
Saving Private Ryan was the best.
Should have won.
well, I'll say of
Against
those three
Shakespeare.
movies, I'll say this. I think that for me subjectively, obviously, Saving Private Ryan is the best because it was a movie that I enjoyed, right? I mean, just because it was more in line with what I like. The other two I saw, didn't hate them, but it was just like, but that just didn't, you know, they didn't hit with me. Which is okay. So here's the thing that I was thinking about. If like everybody's got a board game type that just doesn't work for them. Like anybody who tells, "Oh, I'm an omni gamer, I'll play anything." No, you won't. No, you won't. For me, it's
You won't
just
enjoy
like,
it, play it.
yeah. It's like, well, yeah, I enjoy all games. No, you don't. You don't.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't.
maybe there's a unicorn out there that does, but for me, it's like complete and total abstracts. I just can't like I need at least like the theme of chess. I'm at war with you and I have to kill your king to win. I need more to it instead of just like, let's see who can get the most discs onto these pogs. Just like no, I'm not gonna play this. I don't want to play this. You know, so if somebody made like the best abstract game ever, like you sat down and played, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I would sit down and I would hate it. So now, if I was reviewing that, like somebody said, okay, well, we've got world-renowned board game reviewer Lance Meister, the Undead Viking, here to play abstract purity whatever game. Let's see what he thinks. I've never been more bored in my life. 3, out of 10 or whatever. Like, just like, which would be an honest review of what I think. Or should I review it like as a person that's like, I hate this. It isn't fun, but I can absolutely see why other people would like it. I'll give it a 9 because I can recognize that it is a good design and people that like this type of game are really going to enjoy this. Which how should you review? I mean, if you give it the 9, is that really an objective? Is that really like your review, or is that just like some weird like? Well, I recognize that the cinematography of this is really good, even if I don't enjoy the movie. I don't know. I mean, I
Napoleon has 2 Oscar nominations. All you need to hear.
Have you seen Napoleon?
And it can now forever say Oscar-nominated film Napoleon.
I kind of want to watch it actually.
Dude,
I do.
I mean, I
It's
only
too
want to
long.
watch it because
so
of
long.
Joaquin, but yeah.
But no,
But no,
I
I
honestly want to
watched
know
it.
what's your thing on that. Is like, do you think that which way should you review things like that? Should you do it like I can recognize the fact that this is like a really like a painting. I can recognize the skill and the talent that it took to paint this painting of whatever, but its subject matter is like something that I'm like, I don't like the
So-
subject or the medium you used or whatever.
Right. So the point that you're making could be summarized because, like, I want to watch Oppenheimer. I've been waiting to watch it, but my girlfriend is like, she recognizes Christopher Nolan and she knows his work, but it's also 3 hours. And I
Goes
said,
by like nothing.
so it's playing. What's that?
For you,
It goes by
Scott.
fast. It goes by fast.
So
It's engaging.
playing at my local theater, and I'd like to see it on the big screen. And so I mentioned it to her about going this weekend. And God bless her, she's very patient. She went to see the Batman with me, and good Lord, that was a long long haul. But anyway,
Two-thirds
better
of
than
one of the
Batman.
best Batman movies ever. And the last third of that movie is just ass. But anyway.
exactly. But that's the whole thing. Is like, yeah, I'm worried about trying to go this weekend, and there's going to be a third of the movie that she's going to get squirms. And I call it squirms. She's very patient, and she's not ADHD. I am, but she's not. And so she'll sit through some things. But I call it the squirms because every now and then when something runs long, she gets the squirms. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. So, yes, I would love to go see Oppenheimer in the movies. Because I want to see it in the movies, but I can't necessarily go without her. And I know that about 2.5 hours in the movie, she's going to get squirms. And it's going to ruin it for both of us. And that's the whole thing, too, is like, so Nolan is one of those directors who just like, you know what, I'm just going to cut it where I like it, like Zack Snyder. I mean, we all know the Snyder cut. Like, you don't have to run a movie for 3.5 hours. You just don't. Like, you're a director. Cut it down to something that is reasonable for every audience. And you know what? If you want to release it later on DVD or whatever, like digital now, we don't own anything. But if you want to release it later, then we'll watch it. But in the theater, cut it down to like 2, maybe 2.5 hours. Because we can only rely on our partners so much. We don't want to get the squirms. I don't want to get the squirms. I don't want her to get the squirms. I want to watch a movie and not be interrupted because of the squirms. Does that make sense?
It does. But I mean, I don't know. That's the reason why I'm a big believer in not going to somebody just said, what the heck are the squirms? Kabuki Kid just asked that. Define the squirms?
The
You
squirms.
you want to move, start moving around in your seat. You
Yeah.
want to leave. You want to get out of there.
Right.
Yeah, makes
So
sense.
the squirms, exactly. You know what the squirms are. Like, like people pushing around their seats and like, I need to get up and do something and I'm not enjoying myself. So that's the squirms.
You know what I do and when I see a movie and I get the squirms? That's what those recliners are for. Just close my eyes. Just the rest of this movie is gonna be a nap.
I wish that those recliners could take care of the squirms. But for me, the squirms indicate that you're not enjoying the movie. You're not into the movie. And I mean, I could sit there for like 4 hours and watch something I'm really into, but I don't want to sit there and be next to someone who has the squirms and they're not enjoying the movie. Like, I don't want to make someone sit through something that they're not enjoying. I mean, it happened with the Batman. And to be honest, I mean, yes, the Batman was 30 minutes too long, but I was there. I was committed.
Can I stand up on a soapbox? I realize I've complained about the Batman before, but can I just talk about how bad the ending was? I mean, it was like this whole movie about being a detective and being secretive and being like looking into things and trying to discover all this stuff. And then the Riddler just turns himself in, lets him get caught.
Yeah.
For what reason again? What's his big master plan?
For no reason.
For no reason?
Yeah, exactly.
Other than, I mean, fine, you want to say he's just insane, then fine. But, and then all of a sudden, Catwoman and Batwoman are in love and start making out on a rooftop? When was that? When did that happen?
They tried to pull a 7 and it wasn't a 7.
It was like a 6.5, more like a 5.5.
Well,
and then they just have this
David,
big giant
David
ending where
Spencer's
he
7. But
where
yeah, I get it. That's
where
funny.
Don't say
and
the
then
ending.
the part that probably drove me the most crazy about the Batman was the fact that they had this whole premise of like this idea that like, oh my gosh, the Riddler is just this criminal mastermind. He's always one step ahead of us. We never know what he's planning, what he's doing. It's like, well, what'll he do next? And then it was just like, and for my final thing, everybody go to that place and shoot people. Just what?
Yeah.
And make sure
I
you
know.
shoot the mayor. The one who's trying to like make it so the shitty upbringing that I had as a kid, that she's trying to make sure that never happens again. Which is the whole reason I'm insane and I want to kill everybody. Is that this whole purpose is because my life sucked, but that mayor that's trying to make it so that doesn't happen to any more kids ever. Make sure you kill her too. What?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is?
It was totally ridiculous. Yeah.
It was like you were doing so well. It's just
You spoiled it for Scott now, Lance. Are you happy?
I've seen the movie.
I have tried.
I despise that movie. Actually, I didn't think it was good at all.
I did like the investigative stuff. I thought it was cool.
It started off strong, but then it fell downhill really quick.
Oh yeah,
Let me solve this impossible problem in about 3 seconds. Oh,
I was
like, oh, okay, well, like at least with 7, it took them a little bit of time to figure it out.
there were so many people that were trying to tell me that I was wrong about
And
that
also,
movie. I was just like,
what's in the box?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
That
was.
I have tried to
Never know.
rewatch the Batman like on streaming, and I just can't. I get like a half hour into it. I'm like, and then I start remembering. Then I start remembering what's going to
No, I
happen.
can't.
I remember how it's going to like start to suck, and then I was just like,
So they're making a Penguin thing, right?
Making a sequel to Batman too.
Oh yeah, they've been.
Well, of course they are, because it makes money.
Bored with the Penguin.
Yeah.
I was so
They've
bored with
been
all the Penguin stuff.
advertising the fuck out of that movie.
DC's got
that series, by the way. And every time I turn on streaming, they're always promoting the Penguin, and I'm like, okay, first of all, what are we doing? And second of all, like, why is Colin Farrell committed to this? I mean, they have to be paying him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Money.
Especially if he's going to sit in a suit all day.
I mean, exactly. He's got to get
remake.
that. He's got to get made up like the Penguin every single day that he films that. And there's no way they're convincing Colin freaking Farrell to get into that costume and that makeup without a lot of money.
So
and I don't know that they're going to see the comeback. I mean, I don't see that they're going to make up their money on the back end. It makes no sense to me. He wasn't even he wasn't even an interesting character in the Batman.
No, I was.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, he wasn't.
I'll say this: you what the Batman, what that movie did, probably better than any other movie. The Batmobile. The Batmobile was.
Okay.
The Batmobile was awesome.
Okay. Seriously, the Batmobile was awesome.
I mean, just the fact that it's like, they look over, they hear the rumble of the car, and it's just sitting there, and they did that scene was great.
The whole movie was worth it for the Batmobile. I mean, seriously. I'm a car guy.
And the chase scene,
and
probably
when
killed
it came out,
27 people
I was
on the
like,
highway.
Seriously, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the Batmobile." Except for like the animated series, because the Batmobile in the animated series was fucking fantastic. But this Batmobile was amazing.
Yeah, I remember. Batman the animated series. I mean, everybody's always like, who played the best Batman? That'd be Kevin Conroy. Next.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
And then
Yeah, but probably
And who
like
else?
it still gives me chills, and it gives me chills just thinking about it during the chase scene. Um, when the camera when it's over and the camera is upside down, and you know you're looking at it from Penguin's view, and it's just and there's the Batman who's just walking slowly towards the other car in the rain, and just like
Exactly,
not
yeah.
he's not racing, he's not doing anything, he's just like. Yeah,
He's just
I'm gonna
saying,
come fuck you
I'm
up.
here. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm the Batman.
No.
So
No,
that was pretty cool.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
Too
rest
bad.
of the movie was kind of sucky.
Well, I mean, and they deleted the Joker scene, but yeah, they're gonna have that guy play the Joker in the next one. So
Well, yeah, I hear that, but I don't know. Kind of weird. Hey,
well, I mean that's that
Lance,
if
are
you're
you
gonna have
still on the? Are you still on the call?
yeah, why?
I'm just asking.
Well, I was just talking to you. What kind of question is that, Chris? Are you are you in are you in are you in some like alternate dimension that I'm not aware of that like I'm not
I
anymore?
am. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry. I was just asking. Sorry. I'm tired. And also, by the way, you asked me to call in, and I have the flu. I have the super flu. I have Captain Trips, and I canceled class tonight.
Who I understand where Captain Trips comes from, but does anybody else
Oh,
get the reference?
Yes.
thank you.
What's
Thank
the
you for
reference?
getting the reference.
What's the reference, Scott Alden?
The Stand.
Yeah,
The
there you go.
Stand. Yep.
Captain Trips.
Exactly.
Terrible,
So I'm
terrible
telling you right
TV show.
now, I have.
Which
I
one,
have
Scott? There's
been-
two.
Oh, I only saw the old
There
one.
you go.
Have you ever read
Yeah.
the short story Captain Trips that was written before The Stand?
Yeah.
And it's like it's basically like these like basically these teenagers that are like living on the beach in Australia.
Right.
And they're talking about how the rest of the world is dead. It's I mean nobody's heard anything for anybody and Australia and eventually like the plague finally, moved and got to Australia somehow. They talk about how it was probably people thinking they could escape it and they came to Australia and they got on there.
Right. And
Just-
they're talking about like how hangers on are kind of taking advantage of like, people being rich and so on and so forth. And yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And then they find the drunk guy and they burn him alive as like an offering to the gods and and then the one guy finally confesses that he hasn't been feeling well for the last few days. And
that's where the Captain Trips
yeah.
comes in on the island. Yeah.
No. So
well, what I'm saying right now is that I don't know if anything I said tonight makes any sense because I have Captain Trips and I canceled my class tonight because I have the flu. And honestly, I'm going to tell you all right now. I mean, I've been doing just fine tonight talking to you all, but I'm going to tell you right now that I got vaccinated in December for the super flu, and I have contracted it twice since then. So I want you all to make sure you're doing your best to keep your distance and also take your vitamin C because it's been horrible. It's been horrible the entire time. And I've told my class the same thing. So I'm telling you all to do the same thing. Take your vitamin C, keep your distance.
I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I sound okay right now. I mean, I feel it in my chest, and I've been doing well talking to you all tonight, and I'm grateful for that. But after I go to sleep, I have no idea if it'll come back up. So thank you, but seriously, take care of yourself.
Yeah. So I asked a board game question of Scott. How was the Plum Island game? I saw you took a picture of it.
Oh, I loved it. It's long though, and it has a lot of rules. Like, and they're not. Well, for one thing, we didn't read the rule book.
That's
we sort
never
of-
helpful.
Yeah, it never
and,
is.
And I regretted that because we were just like, oh, we'll figure it out. Like one of those kinds of things. Like, oh, here's all the actions, and then you can do all this stuff. And it's like, we just like, I thought we could handle it, and we did, but we made a lot of mistakes. But it's really great. It's really a cool game. Like, it's probably the designer of from the designer of Dawn of the Zeds.
Yeah.
And he's done a bunch of those State of Siege games. This is a little different than that, but it's a tower defense basically. You have to keep the zombies from getting to the bottom of the city, like it's a track they're coming down, and it's really cool. It's really nicely done, and had a good time with it. Even though we couldn't figure out the rule, we had a lot of sticky bits with the rules, but we still stuck with it and loved it. So, now it did take us all day. It's like 6 or 7 hours, and that's including lunch. So,
If you knew the rules, how long did you
if we
think
knew
it
the
would
rules,
take?
we could probably finish it in like. Here's the deal: you have to play the whole game, unless you lose early. Like you don't play to a winning. You basically have to survive the entire. It's a 3-day.
Right.
What do you call it? Campaign. It's not a campaign, but it's like 3 days. So you play
Scenario.
3 days. There's 3 rounds in a day, and everybody acts once in a day. So everybody can follow the player who acted, which is kind of interesting. So you can do a lot of actions in the game, and you get 1 action per day per, segment, and then 2 actions, and then 3 actions, and 3 actions, 3 actions, 3 actions. So you do a lot of actions in the game. It's really cool. I highly recommend it, and it's very fun. It's all tongue in cheek, zombie stuff, lots of references, lots of cultural references, pop culture. The factions are funny. Like, I played all the city workers, so I had the mayor as one of my characters, and I had like a garbage man and a bus driver, and they all had like powers related to what they, the theme. But
I saw
it just does
Jamie
take a
and
while.
I saw Jamie and Chris were playing. They really liked it.
Who?
They're Secret Cabal guys. They
Secret
really
Cabal
liked it.
goes, yeah. It's really good. It would have been better if we had read the rules. Like, we missed a bunch of stuff, but whatever. We played it. We finished it. We did win, or no, we were gonna win, and then we lost in the last turn. So that's always fun. We did play one of the rules wrong. We might have lost earlier.
See you, Matt.
Yeah, they have this. See you, Matt. Anything exciting with you before you leave? Didn't really say anything.
Going to the spa tomorrow.
Ooh.
My
The
sister
spa?
gave my wife and I some Nordic spa gift certificates, so we're gonna do that tomorrow. I'm playing hooky.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Get some baths in and the steam room and all the fun sauna and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Have some
Are there a lot
charcuterie or
Are
something.
there a lot of
Probably.
people there?
This is a new one. There's another one. The one we usually go to is just over the bridge in Quebec. This one is too, but it's huge. Like, it's grown over the years and it's massive. There's like, you know, uh, there's now like a super quiet area, a sort of quiet area, and like a social area, in this big one. But and they have, like, several different hot tubs, and this other one's very small. Apparently, it's just quite new. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it should be fun.
Have fun.
I do have a grievance though
What's your grievance?
Oh,
before I
please.
go.
Oh my god, I have a grievance. I forgot
Would you
all
let
about it.
Matt finish?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I got a friend of mine recommended me to one of their clients. They were doing some work for them, and they needed this client needed the Kickstarter page done. So they emailed me on Friday saying, "Hey, got your name from so and so. We're launching our Kickstarter page, Kickstarter campaign on February 6th or 20th, and we need to get a page designed." And I'm like, it's January 20 whatever. Like how the
2 weeks.
February 6th is so not happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we can probably do February 20th, but there's gonna be a rush fee because we got to
Gonna
move shit
cost you.
around.
Yeah.
And they come back and they're like, well, we don't really have that much cash. So, and then their email to begin with was, we're pretty strapped and we don't have a lot of budget for this, but can you do it by this date?
Let's make a board game.
Uh,
Let's throw something up there and get some money off the Kickstarter.
I was just,
Yeah.
and the
Make the
kicker
money
is
run.
the grievance comes in. I mean, that's fine, whatever. It's probably came in. Some people just don't know if they've never ran a campaign before. They don't know how much things cost. That's fair. The grievance part is I found out that they were given my name in October.
Oh,
Oh.
Let me contact you 3 weeks before the campaign
Yeah.
should launch, and come on.
well, it's a priority.
Well, exactly. It wasn't
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, I know that you don't want that client.
No, well, that's it. I am very happy. We just revamped our estimate package, and I'm super happy with it. It looks pretty swanky. So, yeah, it actually.
Hey, I feel you.
What's that?
I said, hey, I feel you.
Hey,
I
I
mean,
feel you.
I've been a graphic designer for like 30 years, and I've done all sorts of jobs, and also managed my own history and so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, I have done nothing but manage the worst clients ever. And I get that.
Yeah.
So you wait until they turn their back and then you I don't know, give them a bad Yelp review or something.
Well, I mean, you do your best to manage them. You have to. They're like kids. You have to just, manage them. I mean,
Well, especially in
like
this
I said,
industry, there's a lot of hurry
Go
up
ahead.
and wait.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of hurry up and wait.
And
Because-
deadlines are a luxury that we don't usually get either.
Of course, yeah.
So,
I mean, I worked in newspapers for 14 years, so I know deadlines. So when a company or a person approaches me about deadlines, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, do you understand what deadlines really mean? And
I don't
sometimes you
understand
have.
what you really mean right now.
Oh, well, for me, like deadlines are the next day. And if I'm talking to a client and they have a deadline for like 2 months out, I want to be very certain that they know what the 2 months means. Like, do you mean that all things are done on those 2 months? Or do you mean that you've got some things that you might have, lingering after those 2 months? So that's what I'm talking about.
I got you.
Yeah.
I follow you now.
anyways, I gotta go. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for the chat. We'll see you next week.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
So, oh, hello, Forrest.
Hey.
Chris
Yeah.
Kirkman is here, original Alaboomer. Chris Kirkman of Dice Hate Me Games. Do you remember Chris Kirkman, Forrest?
I
Nobody.
don't think we've ever
really-
been on the podcast before with him. Oh,
Forrest is our resident kook.
Yeah. Well, kook is a great term. Yeah.
That there's Forrest Bauer. Local idiot.
Local idiot. That's right, Andy.
So hey, what's going on?
Not much. Well, I had my uh I wish that I could have been what's I'm looking for here. I wish that like it was possible for me to have this my ranting and raving over my grievance, my issue, my problem when it actually happened. But I unfortunately I'm not as angry as I was. Also because through customer service they have the people that I had an issue with were kind enough to make things better. But at the time, and when I went to my wife was like, I've heard about this new coffee place. I would very much like to check out this new coffee place. Could you please go check out that new coffee place and get this coffee drink for me? And I said yes, because I am a loving husband and I will drive to this new place and I will go and I will order this coffee that you want. And then my son said, I see they have smoothies. Can you get me a smoothie at said coffee place? And I said, fine, I will. And right next door to this coffee place is actually this butcher that I go to occasionally. And I said, well, while I'm here, I'm going to walk into this butcher and I'm going to get some things. And I did. I got some meats that I was going to cook later that weekend. And then I walked over to the the coffee place, and they have this situation where I was like, order over here. So I walked over there and I waited patiently for the few people in front of me to order their drinks, and then I ordered my drinks, and I said, these are to go, because I said, is this for here or to go? And I said, it is to go. And they said, okay, fine. And then I went over and I stood over in the area where they put the drinks out, and in about like first I kind of sat there and I was listening to a podcast in my headphones, and I was sitting there and I was listening to this well, it doesn't matter what podcast. It's a socialism podcast, and I find the guy to be very funny. So I was listening to this guy talk about whatever. And his podcasts usually run between 30 to 40 minutes. That's important that you write down that number, 30 to 40 minutes. Because it's
So
going
I'll
to be
be back
important.
in 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. Got it.
It's going to be important for later. So as I stood there and I watched the people in front of me get their drinks, and then they came up and they put, and then after like 15 minutes they put one drink down and they said the name of the drink. And I was just kind of like, well, that might be mine, but it's their standard coffee drink that everybody seems to be getting here. So there are other people in this domicile or whatever. There seems to be a lot of people here. So it might not be my drink. So I'll just stand here and I wait, because they also didn't put a strawberry and banana smoothie down with it. So that couldn't possibly be my drink, since I said I ordered two and I needed them to go. And so I proceeded to stand there. And it was one of those things too, where the people like could see me. And like when the people that work there, they know that one person's been waiting a long time and nobody wants to catch your eyes, because they know that you're seething and you're staring at the people that are working, and they don't want. So every once in a while, one would look up and they catch my eye, but they immediately look down. And I'm like, at that point, I'm kind of saying to myself, well, why wouldn't you at that point like say, oh, are you still waiting for something? Or, gee, this giant burly man has been standing in this all for an extended period of time. Maybe there's something they're waiting for.
Yeah,
And
they can't adore you. No.
So after after quite a long period of time, after they put the drink down, I finally see them going over and like putting together whatever concoction they have to put together for the smoothie drink. And I'm like, cool, they're making a smoothie drink. So then they're probably going to make the coffee then as well. And then so I watched as the blender does its thing, and it's whirring, and it's doing its thing, and then it must have an automatic timer, and it shuts off, and then they promptly don't do anything with the smoothie drink. And then around that time, my podcast was done. And I looked at my thing and I realized, have I been fucking standing here for over a half an hour waiting for this drink? And so I finally start to approach the counter, and then one of the women that is working there turns around, looks at the smoothie, takes it out of the blender, and I watch her as she pours it into the cup, and I can see it's partially melted at this point because they left it sitting there for as long as they did. And then she walks over and puts it next to the coffee drink that's in front of me, which, mind you, has been sitting on the counter now for almost 20 minutes. So it's cold. And they say, something latte and a strawberry banana smoothie. And I walked up and I was like, and then as I walk up, they do that half-hearted, so sorry for the wait. And I said, why would you put the other drink out here first? And then bring this one over. And I said, this one's partially melted. I was like, why did you leave it in the blender? And then she said to me, I said, why didn't you tell us to get the drink out of the blender? And I kind of looked at her and I did the blink a couple times. I was like, I wasn't aware that I had to tell you how to prepare my drinks. I was like, why would you put one out here? And then we thought maybe you wanted it. I said they were to go. I was like, I don't even drink coffee. I don't. And they're like, and they said, well, would you like us to remake them? And I said, I looked at her, I said, so I can wait another 20 minutes? I was like, and it's like, I mean, admittedly, they were busy. I will fully admit that they were busy. They had people coming and going the entire time. Mind you, there were several people that came in after me who got their drinks before I did. I'm sitting there. And they're like, what? And she said, and she just kind of, after I said, is it my job to tell you to get my drink out of the blender? I was like, I don't know that's my drink. And she just did this. and then scuttled off to make another drink.
Yeah.
So I picked up my two things, and then I was like, and I picked up my two drinks, and I said, and I said something mean. I said, well, I was just like, I said, it's like 35 minutes. I was like, it's like, I don't know. I shouldn't have, I should have just walked out. But I walked out and I was so mad. I had to call my wife to complain about how mad I was. Because
But who did you piss off?
I'm
in
sensing a
former life?
pattern here.
And then,
Yeah.
and then she was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, why are you sorry? I was
But
just
she
like,
said, yeah, she should have known better.
I was
What's the
just
name of
like,
this place?
what is it? It's called
Your thousands
like,
of viewers will be never to go there.
well,
again.
no, it's like they got one. It's like it's called like Rusty Nail Coffee or something in
Rusty
Dilworth,
Nail
Minnesota.
Coffee. Oh, that
It's
sounds
Dilworth,
good.
Minnesota, but I guess it's
Delicious.
like, yeah, no. I mean, seriously, like they are like supposedly. And my wife said after she warmed up her coffee, she's like, "This is really good." And so then I sent I sent them an angry Facebook message and complained, and they said, "Well, we were short-staffed, but we definitely could have done better for you." And then they were like, "Can we offer you a free drink?" And I was like, "No, you're going to either refund me my full amount for my drinks, or you're going to pay for my next time that I come in. That's what you're going to do for me. You're going to, well, we can give you." And then he said, "We can give you coins. We can give you 2 coins." And I was like, "I don't know what a coin is. What are you talking about?" "Well, it allows you to get a free regular sized drink. We can give you 2 coins." I was like, "My drinks were large. Why wouldn't you just offer me 2 large drinks instead of offering me a regular?"
Right.
I was like, I was just like, I noticed the prices are like 50 cents difference. Why wouldn't you just offer me more? And I was like, and it was like, and I realized I was being kind of a grouch at that point. But they eventually said, we'll have a free drink coupon waiting for you the next time you come in. So I'm like, cool.
Is that like the McDonald's coupon?
I have no idea. The ones that never show up in my
You
house.
never got the McDonald's coupon.
You can get more spit in a large.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
But well, no, because you have to watch them make the drink. It isn't like they're gonna wander off beyond out of view. I was just, but I was a whole podcast, listen to it all, and I literally it was like
I'm surprised you waited that long, honestly.
Well, I mean, what was
10
I gonna
minutes would have
do?
been my limit.
I was just kind of like,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
the same way, Scott.
I mean, I don't know. And at that point, it's like a quest. I was like, how bad can you screw me over? Let's just see. Let's just see how bad you're
Well,
gonna
now
do.
you're just asking
You're
to get
just
punished.
martyring yourself.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It just.
So
But
mention the
I demanded
mention.
satisfaction and I got it. So, but like,
I'm sure you did.
the shrug was the one that
but-
was like, I was like, I had to tell you how to make my drinks. Yeah.
Lance, next time you got an idea to do
but-
something like this, I want you to get your wife to take you out to your car. I want you to open the door, put your hand in there, and have her slam it as hard as she can, so you can stay home and not do this.
I
Alright?
am, you know, and it's like, and my son said the smoothie was very tasty. So, yeah,
But
yeah.
but
So, I
this
mean,
is your podcast. Do you want to mention the store?
I already did.
what store? Oh, I was trying to look up the name of it here. But I mean, like I said, for what it's worth, and it seemed like they had Roasted Rail Coffee House, 208 15th Street Northeast.
That's a lot different than
Rusty nail,
Rusty
roasted
nail.
Rusty Nail, Roasted Rail, same difference.
One's tetanus.
Well, there
one's
you go.
not.
No, I
So-
Would you
like
like
I said,
to mention
I
that, sir?
I sent them a I'm annoyed email, and oh no, I said, this is what I said to my Facebook message. Hello. Recently I stopped by your coffee house for a couple of drinks for my family, a hot roasted rail and a smoothie. I placed my order and proceeded to wait. Over 30 minutes. How do I know it was over 30 minutes? I listened to an entire episode of my podcast while I waited. 3 separate customers after me got their drinks before me. I should add that the coffee was finished in about 10 minutes, but again, it wasn't for me. I was picking up drinks. Nearly 20 minutes later, I saw one of your 2 employees start making the smoothie, and then they left it in the blender for another 5 or 6 minutes before they remembered it was there. Eventually, I got both my drinks. One was melted, and one was cold, and a half-hearted apology for the wait. It's like, when I got home, my wife had to reheat a drink. My son had to put his smoothie in the freezer. What it's worth, they both liked the drinks when they had them. Why would you make the drinks at different times? Even if I was going to enjoy the drinks in the store, would you want one customer to have their coffee and the other customer to wait another 20 minutes? I am extremely dissatisfied. At the very least, they should have just refunded me for my drinks at that time. Thank you for reading this. Then they said, please email us at this email. And then I received my satisfaction.
Scott, can you dictate a letter for me? Dear Shane,
and
while Lance was on the
oh,
clock.
I got your email, by the way, Mr. Funny Guy. Mr. Funny Guy, Barry. I got your email, by the way.
What email?
Yeah. And here's the deal. Like, my wife used to think I would tell her these stories, and she'd say, these things don't happen to you. You're making these up. I was like, by fucking God, I swear to God, these things happen to me. And then when she witnessed the one in the McDonald's parking lot, when they screwed me over my breakfast, when we got in line and I said I want to order breakfast, and it was 10:28 and it cut at 10:30, and the guy said we're not serving breakfast anymore, and I was like, I'm looking at it at the sign right now. I want to order. And they changed it while I was talking, and then I was like, fine, whatever. I got something else. I don't remember what it was, and I got up to the thing, and the guy said to me, he's like, are you the 2 Egg McMuffins and the big breakfast? I was like, no, because you told me I couldn't order it. Oh, that must be for the car behind you. And I was like, mother. And my wife's just like, don't. She's just like, don't do anything. Like, I'm coming out of the car.
They see you coming, and they're like, "Oh, it's him! What can we do?"
Yeah, seriously, who did you piss off your past life?
I have no idea. I just, yeah, just so angry. My wife's just laughing as like I'm like losing my mind, just in my temper. But whatever, just like That's what's gonna kill me. I mean, I don't have high blood pressure, but I mean, it's like that's what's gonna I'm just gonna
I was
finally.
gonna say,
Pop up,
I'm gonna-
pop a socket.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
It's fine.
fine.
It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. It's fine. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong.
No, it's wrong.
So I
You
don't have a
already
grievance,
know.
but I have the opposite of a grievance.
What's that?
A
What's the
pleasant.
opposite of a grievance? A pleasance, yeah. I got a lot of nice messages on the 24th anniversary of Board Game Geek.
Yeah,
Good, you
24
deserve
years
it.
on Monday.
it's pretty
Yeah.
impressive, man.
Thank you.
Not bad for a
Really,
Geo
some really
City
nice
site.
messages, actually. No side shots too. Like, some people will be like, I'm sure I could come up with something.
I was busy
That's why I
that
didn't
day.
contact you, Scott.
What's that?
I was busy that day.
You were
Yeah.
busy that day? I took the day off. That was nice. I should tie it to my birthday though. Then I can celebrate everything on one day.
Yeah.
Can't change history. 22nd is the
No.
22nd.
Yeah.
I was trying to get in touch with the guy who made the original post for Board Game Geek on Rec Games Board. Anybody
Yeah.
read Rec Games Board? Anybody here?
okay, let me hear this.
Rec Games, Rec Games Board?
The old Usenet
So
group.
Yeah.
Does Usenet
Yeah.
still a thing? Does that still?
Yeah.
Is it...
I don't know if it still exists. I mean, I think it exists, but it doesn't. It's only used for piracy, really.
Ah, that's hilarious.
I mean, because people can post RARs of wares,
Oh, I can't. I
You can't.
can't. I mean, seriously, I can't go
Okay, I
on
believe
that
you. You can't then.
board. No, I can't, because like Lance was saying about his
I'm waiting.
his well-being and about
Oh,
his
you'll
blood
get
pressure.
upset and annoyed. I got it.
No, seriously, I can't, because my blood pressure is being monitored by my doctor all the time, and I can't. So, yeah, I can't.
You're talking about BGG, right?
Ah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Yes. Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah. If we're BGG, there was this thing called
in
Usenet.
general, yes, I'm
Yeah,
talking.
I could see that.
BGG,
I mean,
but yeah,
I think I've just gotten used to the criticisms.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah.
no,
I'm not
I
saying
mean-
everybody
I mean,
should, but yeah,
I-
obviously it's a
so in the internet in general, I can't, because my blood pressure.
what do you do?
But
Just shut it off? Like
yes.
you just don't do it? Yeah.
no, I mean, I've been off social media for a
I'd be
long
curious
time.
to know how it would affect me.
Yeah.
By not
No, it affects
logging
you
in every
greatly.
day. Yeah, I'm sure it would.
No, seriously. No, I mean, I'm not kidding. It makes a
I believe you.
big difference.
I believe you. When we go on
And
cruises, it definitely affects me because like I don't really log on the internet every day.
Yeah.
well,
because
I
the
mean,
internet sucks
as
on
a
a cruise.
publisher, like for me, I can't log into BGG on
But
a
you don't
regular
get
basis.
you don't get the endorphin from like people rating like positive things, like saying positive things.
Well, of course. I mean, I love positivity, but it's more than likely it's going to be negative.
Okay.
And I mean, thankfully, I publish good games,
Yeah.
and
Publish
they.
Eh.
Oh,
Kevin
Lance.
Black.
oh, that was rude. That was
No,
so
I know.
rude.
Come on,
You can
I
only,
just
yeah, I get it.
This guy, did you ever
That's
find the guy?
What guy?
The usernet guy.
Oh
Did I
no!
find the
So I
guy?
wrote on his wall. He just got
He's
engaged
on
too,
the
which is kind of
podcast right now.
no.
Right
I
here
we're
now?
talking about the guy who made the first post for BGG. So when I started the website, it was like a group. I was in this group called Metro Gamers, Dallas Metro Gamers.
Yeah.
And we worked together on the database, like part. I programmed it. A bunch of the group entered in all the data. Right. They
Right.
took their collections and entered it in. And so if
Yeah.
you go through the numbers in order, it's like our collections in the order of which we each entered our data.
Okay.
So
That's good.
he was
I mean,
the
I
one that
like
made the
that.
post because he was a Rec Games board guy. He would post a lot on there.
No, well, that's the thing is like, like I love positive posts, but I mean, negative posts are the worst. Like they affect you greatly. And
Yeah, I get it.
and I mean, I think you get it,
I
but
do.
have you published a board game?
I have
Yes, you did.
not in the modern era. We published in 2010 or something like that. 8. Just little micro games for BGG.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. But,
Yeah.
but way back in the
No, I get it.
day, did
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's way more.
exactly.
It's way more intense now.
Oh, it's way more
Well,
intense.
because the audience has massively grown. Like I was checking the numbers back from 20 years ago. It's probably 10x.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
I try to just focus on the positive, and the negative is so weighting. Like it weights you down so much. It just does. And I try to get past that.
Well, I mean, and the thing
and I
about it is,
try to focus on the positive.
no, I
Go
mean,
ahead.
no, I mean, trust me, I've dealt with people that are being turds, but
I'm right here, Lance.
yeah, you're kind of turd. But no, I mean, a lot of things is that like, I mean, it's if you're ever gonna if you're gonna create anything, you have to accept the fact that there's gonna be somebody out there who thinks what you do sucks, right? And you're
Of
just
course,
gonna have
yeah.
to, and they're gonna say, well, I paid my one per chigger, and and I'm gonna tell you exactly why what you do is stupid and why you should jump into traffic. And the problem, the thing is that is like you just gotta, whatever. The surest way to go broke is to try to please everyone. I mean, focus on the
Right.
people that are saying, "I love this, thanks. Do more of this. That's great." And then let those other people go, and go pound sand. Just what,
Right.
go punch a brick wall, baby. And I get it. It's easy to say, and I still have people that say things to me, and I'm like, oh, that feels crummy. But I mean, that's just
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like it's part of having that passion too, right? I mean, if if I complete a spreadsheet for my boss and he's like, well, I don't really like how you put these columns here, I'd be like, oh, well, whatever. I mean, it's just like, cool, I'll move the column then, or whatever. Not that Shane would ever say something like that. I mean, and it's kind of like, if you take the time to, you know, like if you mow the front lawn and
If you take the good and take the bad.
well, no, like if I mow the
You
front
take 'em
lawn
both.
and my
There
my
you
wife
go.
says,
Well, then, yeah, what do you have?
you
facts
you
of the
missed
matter.
you missed a patch over there. I'm gonna be like, who cares? You know what? I'll get it next time. I mean, I'm not gonna worry about it. But if I take the time to write something and I kind of pour my soul into it, like, and somebody was just like, I didn't get what you're going for here. I that stings, right? I mean, like some of the worst stuff. When I used to write a lot more, and I used to actually do like performative speech and stuff in college and high school, when I would get oh, well, I just this lacked flow, or this I mean, man, I was like somebody just shoved a dagger in my eye. But the problem is that because you're passionate about that thing that you create, I mean, then you're just gonna those things are gonna affect you really, really poorly, and you just but that's a credit to how much of yourself you're investing into that, and you should be proud of the fact that you're investing yourself into that, and you should be proud of the fact that like you're putting yourself out there, for lack of a better term. There's a single person in this world. Every asshole you ever met in your life that said, I don't give a shit what people think about you. Fuck you. You do. You give a shit about what people think of you. I don't care who you are. There's people that I don't care what they think about when I like wear my pajamas to go, get milk in the morning, and I walk through and and people are raising their eyebrows at me at the grocery store. I don't give a shit what those people think. I'm wearing my pajamas because I need milk and my kids are hungry. Go to
Say
hell.
juicy.
Yeah. Well, of course, but no. I mean, but that's just it. But I mean, it's just like, but people that are like, they think that like, I mean, I don't know. I've dealt with, people have presumptions about you all the time, but you know, everybody's got a group of people that they actually really give a shit what those people think about them, and I really care like what my friends think about me. I really care like what the like tens of people that watch the Alaboom think of me. I really fucking give a shit what my family thinks about me, like, because you feel that
Right.
way. And like I said, every single peckerhead in my life who said I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. No, you do. Yeah, you do. Fuck you. You do. And that's fine.
Let me-
But
let
people
me-
who say
let me
that, you put up
stop.
that wall.
Let me stop you for 1 second.
Go ahead.
And I don't mean to interrupt, but think about it from my perspective. I have actual games that I need to sell. I have product that I've paid money to sell. And I believe in those products. And I want to sell those products. And it's all money. Like, it's sitting in my warehouse, and the reality is that a word makes a difference. So if somebody says that, like, this sucks, that means I don't sell product.
Yeah. No, and I
If
get
they say that if they say that they love the product, that means I sell product. And it's not product to me. I mean, you know that. You know that from me. Like, I believe in all my games. And I want them to sell. And whenever someone says negative things about my games, it's personal. And whenever somebody says that they love my games, it's personal. And you know that. This is not a game of money. This is a game of personal feelings. And you know that. And I'm getting upset right now, and I don't want to.
just then take a moment, Chris. But I mean, and I get what you're saying. When you put a lot of work and effort into something, and somebody it's so much easier just to come in and take a shit on somebody's work, right? It's just it's so much easier to do that than it is to actually create. And it's tough, man. It's tough to get past that. It's tough to get past the it's tough to get past where like somebody's saying, it's like, stop creating, what you do sucks. This because they're just the fucking, because they don't understand. Whatever. I mean, like, you have all those feelings of like, I want to go fill a wiffle ball bat with sand and find out where you live, and smash you in the knee.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, and you take a moment to like have that like reflexive fantasy and how much fun that would be, and just to think about that. But then you have to remember, like, you never would go do that. And then you also have to remember is like, what kind of, I mean, I understand it's tough to turn the corner and just say, okay, that sucks that person said that. And it also sucks if like somebody reads that and says, well, I'm not going to buy this fucking game. I'm not giving this guy his $50 because it affects what you have. But I don't know. I mean, one of the best things that we've done is like set up a Discord server for Gray Fox Games, and it's just filled with people that love what we have and love what we do, and they play test our stuff and they get excited about our stuff and they exchange stories about our stuff, and it's fun to be around. And if somebody comes in there being a turd, we just throw them out. It's like, you're not welcome here. this is our server, and we're only going to have people in here that are going to be positive and tell us. And that's
Right.
like the best thing we've ever done. It's just like, oh, cool. It's somebody comes in there and tries to rabble rouse and say, oh, really? Well, feel free to talk about how shitty we are somewhere else because it isn't happening here.
Yeah, but I don't have that. I don't have that.
You can set up a Discord server. It would take you 10
Well,
minutes.
I mean, yeah, I know I could, but I don't have that. I mean, I don't have the support that I used to, and it's hard. Like, I'm just me. I'm just me, and it's really hard. And I wish there was different.
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize, man. Emotions are real. I just wish I was there with you, man. So I give you a hug and we could just
I know. And I always appreciate you. I really do.
Well,
and I wish that I had Daryl and PC, but I don't have them right now.
No.
I'm just on my own, and it's hard.
It is tough.
It's very hard.
So what are you gonna do differently then? I mean, what's it gonna take for you to have a person come in and be part of it, or I mean,
I don't know.
You're gonna publish
I mean,
Milkmen and then take a step from there, or
yeah, I mean that's my first step, and I hope it's great. But it's just on me, and I hope it's really great. But
well, the game looks cool, man.
It's just me right now, and I appreciate that. I
Yes,
really
I'm sure
do.
you'll be fine, man. I played many of your games. You'll be fine. Yeah, it's rough now, but
Thank you.
You'll be fine.
Thank you. I really
Somebody tell a
do
joke.
appreciate that.
Lighten the mood. Somebody tell a joke.
Where's my my copy, Lance? I sent an email. 500 people.
Peckerhead.
Oh, Scott. So how long before your first not user but external user in the BGG? I'm sure you had you were getting the database together for a month or two or something, right?
Yeah. Well, it didn't have a user system from the get go. You couldn't sign in. There was no users.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like how long till then?
Good question. I don't know. I would have to look to the database for that because I don't remember when that started. I could look at that real quick. We started adding users so the history of it was we would harvest reviews and reports from this private mailing list called Diggers. I think I've talked about this before, right?
Yeah.
Desert Island Gamers. And people would
Yeah.
post these really, really, really awesome pieces of data about games in that group, but it was a private group. Now, it was always with the best intentions to have that content. And we would ask the people like, hey, do you mind if we post your session reports? And we posted like thousands of them with people let us. Like Doug Adams from Australia, Greg Schlosser from New Orleans, those
Douglas
guys.
Adams, the
His name was
writer of
Doug
Hitchhiker's
Adams.
Guide to the
His name was Doug Adams. He's one of the original session reporter people on BGG. But they would do their weekly session reports of all the games, right, that they played, and then they would write reviews too. And it was all just inside this mailing list. And so we went back and harvested it all, and put it on BGG and just assign them a username. Like we would create a name. It just said like their name. It wasn't like a user account. But eventually I started like, okay, well, it'd be cooler if people could just do this themselves and we didn't have to like cut and paste everything all the time. So that's sort of how it evolved. I don't know the first real user. Let me see. I have to look at the
Well,
database a little bit.
that's the whole point, though. Like going back, I mean, I was one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Carnival
What year did you sign up?
was
Do you remember?
2011. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know our reports from that. I mean, I asked for $10,000 and I got 35.
You only got
And-
$35? That's pretty poor.
That's hardcore, yeah. I got $34. It was great. No, 35,000, and it was great. But I mean, I don't have those numbers from way back when. At the time, we were number 4 on the greatest,
Crowdfunding.
numbers on Kickstarter, but that was way back when.
Yeah, now it's just
the Wild West.
Yeah, well, the Wild, exactly, the Wild West. Wicked Wild.
Yeah, it was the Wild West, and I loved it. But at
Clever
the same time, like
Mojo.
35K nowadays is pocket change.
No. Clever Mojo games with Alien Frontier. That piece of shit company, Tasty Minstrel.
That piece of shit.
Tasty Mitchell, yeah. Well, you if you ever need to hear about Michael, I'm here for you, because Michael and I were kind of like at odds all the time. But at the same time, he hired me. So I was like, okay. But
It's
Michael
been a long time
Mendez,
since I've heard from Michael. I haven't heard from him now in probably a year.
I haven't either. And I don't know what he's doing right now.
I could tell you he's working for his dad again.
What's that?
Well, because he worked for his dad. His dad ran a financial planning hedge fund type of thing.
Right.
And then he worked for his dad, and he didn't really like it, and that's why he started Tasty Minstrel. But then now
He
with Tasty
always
Minstrel,
told me, he always talked to me about his golden parachute all the time. I mean, like for 4 years running. And I assumed that was his dad.
well, I mean, I assume so too, because he went back to work for his dad. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, I don't want to speak ill about anyone.
Oh no, I love Michael. I love him to death. But I mean, but he made.
No, I
mean,
do too.
Like I
That's
said,
Scott
and I
on
don't
the
think
other
I don't
hand.
think I'll do it. Scott talked me out of it. I was like, I should just do. From what I remember of working at Tasty Mitchell, because I worked for him for 3 years, and I have interesting stories. I have things. I have whatever.
I'm sure you do.
I mean, yeah. I mean, no, he's a good dad. He's from what I understand, a good husband.
All around great guy.
What?
All around great guy.
All around great guy. Who doesn't have a few foibles in their life?
Of course.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying he's not. I mean, we grew up together in Kickstarter, and everything that I ever talked to him about was positive, and I really loved talking to him, and I learned a lot from him, obviously. So, yeah, of course. Like, he's a good guy. So I wish him the best. I haven't heard from him in like 3 years. So it's good to hear that some people have, like you. So it's good.
So I found out the first user.
Who be it?
Well, I think it was
You weren't born yet, Evan.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, Scott.
Looks like it
Go
was
ahead.
July 1st, 2001.
Do you have it? Can you see if they're still users, Scott?
Oh yeah. They logged in December. Chris Brewer.
Hmm.
He was like one of the first admins too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a long time. I haven't talked
See,
to him in a while.
now I'm curious. I'm doing the math in my head. How old was Evan when?
Is he?
2001.
2001.
I would
I
have been
was
21.
about. I was getting ready to graduate from college.
Oh, okay.
So I graduated in 2002.
So I'm a
Not
couple years
that
You're a
older.
little
young.
older than we
Yeah.
thought.
I don't know.
You're not that young.
I thought you were
Yeah.
younger, so you're welcome.
It's you missed the ball there.
Yeah.
Covering it up.
So Scott, if you could go back to your old self and say, "I'm going to screw something up here," what would you change? Like
I would
anything with
probably
a
make the
database
forum
or
system
nothing?
not a forum. Like forums are a little old school now, you know,
Yeah.
like they're hard to.
Oh, okay.
Like they're
Yes.
kind of it's a lot. It's kind of dated.
Obsolete. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that would be a thing I would change. I've changed. Now we tried to get the forums going on BGG many times. We had like multiple iterations of forums, like different programs that we used
Yeah.
that we would integrate into the system. But you would have to have like a second account, like so you would log into BGG and then you would have to log into the forums because it was like a
Oh,
separate
okay.
system. I could never
Yeah.
make them work together. Although I think probably could have, it was a little had I known a little more. But eventually I just like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna write my own. And that's what like the third time I think was I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use make my own code to make a system.
Okay.
Because I knew the forums were gonna be like needed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
weird
it
to
would
have
make
this
sense.
like ghost website where nobody's talking about anything.
Yeah.
Now people would post stuff, they would post reviews, like, but you couldn't comment on anything. There was no discourse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let me just butt in. I called in because Lance gave me the link. And there's way more people here than I realized.
Yeah, there's like 7.
So
There has been 7 since you've been here.
7. Okay. That's
Give or
fine.
take.
In the chat.
But I mean,
Well,
there's
no, 7
7 more than
people.
I realized.
Yeah, it's more than just Lance.
Right. I know. And
Oh, okay.
and I've been talking to you about
Yeah.
all things.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to the Alaboom,
I'd
Chris.
like to have a roll call. So I know who I'm talking
Roll
to.
call?
Because I'm not on my computer. I'm on my
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah, you're on your phone. You can't see us.
and you all know who I am. At least I hope.
I looked you
But
up, but
I'd
I
like
actually
to know.
I don't know you.
Go ahead.
So I'm Evan Halbert. I'm a designer, and I just looked you up. I didn't know who you were.
Okay, well, that's good. I mean, I didn't know who you were either. So thank you for introducing yourself. I'm Chris Kirkman, and I own and operate Dice Hate Me Games. I've been around for a long time. Back since like Michael Mendez and Tasty Minstrel and everything else, I've been around for a long time. So if you want to know more about me, I'm glad to speak about that, but I'd like to get a roll call here on the phone.
Well, I'm Scott Alden, Aldi on Board Game Geek. We've met before.
Yes, of course we have.
In Gen Con. I remember talking to you at Gen Con one year. In the secret bar.
Yeah, of course, the secret bar. Yeah.
Oh, the yeah.
It's the one downstairs
Yeah,
from the train thing or whatever. Yeah.
Or the pizza joint, right?
Chris, you know who I am, right?
Who's What? Do I
Anthony?
know who you are?
Anthony
Anthony who?
Ricano.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, of course I know you. Yeah. I didn't even know you were on the call. By the way,
He won.
how in the world did you not dominate this call and I didn't recognize your voice?
I have no idea.
Well,
you
you
were just
should
answering
have
those questions.
definitely. Yeah, exactly.
He was
He should
winning.
have
He was winning initials.
Oh, did I miss
Yeah,
it?
okay.
Man.
You did miss it. We could probably run another one, honestly. Like that one was unsatisfying.
Unseat the king.
Next.
We're hitting the bottom of the back. We only have what 20 left, maybe. It can't be that many left.
Who cares? You
Mhm.
knock him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, I'm Barry. We've met, but it's been years, and I don't look anything like I used to. So,
Well, neither do I. So that's fine.
yeah, we met. I think it was Origins or something. We got drunk at a bar with Jamie. The cynic of all guys.
I mean, so you bringing up being drunk at a bar at Origins? I mean, how would I ever remember you? Because
How would you even know which year
Big
that
Bar
was?
on 2.
Yeah. Bar on 2.
Big Bar on 2. Yep.
Bodycore was there. Beetlejuice. That's what I call him.
You say his name.
Thanks.
You say his name 3 times and he shows up.
With a game, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Here's struggle. I'm retired, but here's struggle.
He's not retired.
Well, technically, he is from the IT thing he did. He is.
Oh well,
But
yeah.
he said he was from the board game thing too.
He
Didn't
designed a board game.
Didn't he sell?
Oh,
Struggle?
you're following
Yeah,
my
he said it.
Facebook.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Oh, you yeah, okay. So you're going deep right now. So yeah, I've been trying to dive back, but thank you, and thank you for paying attention. I really appreciate it.
It's no big deal, Chris.
Yeah. All right. Who's
There
next?
was 2 more people here, but one of them left already, and then the other one's not at his camera, not at his desk right now. So
Yeah,
that's
four.
it. So that's 4.
He's pooping. We
Bowed
don't know.
out.
He's
Uh,
pooping.
Not out.
Matt was here earlier. He's a graphic designer.
Oh, Matt left.
But
They-
PV is that?
They
what
were
his
like,
name?
A cat.
no way I'm
Yeah,
talking
that's-
to this guy. So it's fine.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one was Forrest from Bauer's Game Corner.
Oh yeah, Bauer. Yeah, I
Okay.
know Bauer.
Yeah, his camera's on, but he's not there.
Bauer's Basement's what we're watching right now.
Yes. Waiting for him to jump out and go,
All
ahoy
right,
there,
well.
matey.
Well, thank you all for taking the time, and I really appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. It's
Um,
good to meet you. Thanks for sharing your
Thank you,
thoughts
Chris.
and your feelings.
Chris, if you ever need someone to talk
Yeah.
to, just hit me up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I will.
All right.
I've been going through so much, and from Facebook what I've been going through, and I'm sorry again for getting upset, but it's been a rough time,
Mm-hmm. No, I know.
Yeah.
It's I don't know what's in store for 2024. I really don't. I hope that it's positive, but it's going to take a while, I am.
Good things take a while. Look at it that way.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Thank you.
And I'm there for you if you need me.
I know. And I appreciate you. Always. Anyway, don't mean to take down the conversation.
It's,
Hey man, we all have
It's,
feelings sometimes, and we're honored to be here sharing them with you.
Thank you. All right. So go ahead and be funny and do whatever you want to do, and I'll be here. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, when I first came on, the people who could see my camera, did anyone know what my name is from?
Nanga Iboko. Nope.
I wait for Lance to come back and see if he knows. What
I
it is.
know about Nanga Parbat, the board game.
I am Nanga Iboko, exchange student from Cameroon.
What is that from?
Is that like
It's
SNL
Eddie
or something?
went in trading places.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And they're on the train, and Eddie Murphy walks in. I am Nanga Iboko, exchange student from Cameroon.
I haven't seen that in forever. Was that like Dan Aykroyd or something?
Yeah.
He was in
Murphy?
it.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right. Gosh, it's been forever since I've seen that movie. How old did you guys? How old did you guys think I was? I know like almost every cultural reference you ever throw out there. How old did you think I was?
I thought you were in like your mid-30s at the latest.
Yes.
How old are you?
Nice.
50.
Yeah, exactly.
50?
Nah, I was thinking late 30s. Yeah,
That's,
early
that's
40s.
pretty good too. That's pretty good too.
Yeah. You're just a few. I'm 45, so you're a couple years younger.
No, I'm November 79. I'm 44.
I'm 10 years older than Barry.
But, okay, so you're old. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, Andy's old.
Wait, how old are you, Barry?
45.
45.
78. Yeah, June of 78.
June 78. Oh yeah, you're.
So who's oldest here?
Ooh.
I am.
I think me
Probably.
and Anthony are close.
Well, Anthony's probably the oldest, but
You're 55.
Anthony, how old are you?
I'm 55 and a half.
Right.
And a half.
So
What
I'm
are you,
I'm
Scott?
probably the next oldest. 49.
No, I'm 53.
Are you?
On Friday.
No
I'm
way.
turning 53 on Friday.
Are you
Yeah, and then
53?
Lance.
Wow.
I thought you
Me
were.
and Lance are like the
Well,
same. He's
Lance,
52.
yeah.
He turns 53 in December.
I would not have guessed.
Yeah,
you were
but Lance
53. Man.
Lance is always like eternally
Do you think I was
24.
older?
So
Well, Lance has been a grumpy old man for 20 years now. I think.
At least.
well,
8.
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like he's 24 and just grumps all the time.
He dyes his
So-
beard.
Talk about how old we are, Lance.
How old are you, Lance?
How old am I?
I know how old you are.
53
gentleman
years young,
never-
baby.
I had made a comment wondering how old Evan was when BGG first started. So
I
I
thought
thought
he
Evan
wasn't
was
born
like
yet.
35 years old.
He wasn't born. That make me really sad.
Yeah, he was not. He was born. He was born in 79.
Yeah, 79.
He's a 70s baby.
This way,
Yeah.
I have a
It just
child
squeezed
that's
in there.
older than
The same
BGG.
age as my sister.
Just squeezed into the 70s.
Oh, I had a holy shit
The
moment this
years just keep ticking, man. It's
Yeah.
year.
What was your holy
So,
shit moment?
Lance,
What?
you know what my name is from?
Nanga Boko? No, not offend.
Oh, okay. If I said exchange student from Cameroon, would that make you?
Oh yes, that would yes. Trading places, baby.
There it is. There it is.
Well, I can't see anybody's names, so Anthony,
Anthony,
I would get your name.
Like the jerked beef? No, it gives you the wind, something fierce.
Here.
All right, I'm gonna throw out one. So let me see who gets it. I want my $2.
Oh, that's
Better off dead.
better off dead, baby.
Yeah,
I mean,
everybody
that's-
got that.
There you
we all
go.
got that.
There you go.
This mountain
Okay,
is pure
thank
snow.
you.
Do you know the street value?
Do you know the street value of this mountain? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you. I don't feel so old anymore.
Andy's
You're
old.
right up the middle right now.
Figure it out. You go that way really fast. Something gets in your way, turn.
Turn. Exactly. Yeah. Oh God, Charles. Anyway, thank you for not making me feel so old.
I'll make you feel young.
One
I
of the-
saw that in
You're
the
like
movie
the
theater.
second youngest here.
Bunch of old white men sitting around talking.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Except
actually,
for
I think
now-
Lars might be the youngest.
Now we're not on the back porch, sipping sweet tea. We're on the Zoom. It's the only difference. The only thing that's changed in 30 years.
I've been going to this school for 7.5 years. I'm no dummy. I know high school girls.
That was a great movie. I think I had that.
Classic.
I recorded it on VHS, and I
I'm real
watched
sorry your mom
all
blew
the
up,
time.
Ricky.
I'm sorry your mom blew up, Ricky. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that I brought the conversation to a halt.
No,
It
you're
wasn't
fine.
you. Lance returned. Scott wants to do another initials. Lance, pull out another card.
Yeah, let's do it.
No.
Oh,
Or Evan
She
wanted to
speaks
play.
French, Roy. She doesn't speak imbecile.
Evan wanted to play.
I'll take the blame. I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, the holy shit moment. So I watched
Yeah,
this YouTube channel called History Underground, and the guy was in Bastogne, where Babe, the guy I knew from Band of Brothers, jumped and all that, and he took this document back to the foxholes in Bastogne where Babe and them were. I seen this document in Babe's house 21 years ago, hanging up, and I never thought I'd see this thing again. It was like, holy shit. Yeah. Apparently, after Babe died, his daughter donated some stuff to the Gettysburg Museum, and then they shipped it over to a museum in Bastogne. But it was just like, I was just shocked to see that again.
That's amazing.
It was the nuts letter that McAllister sent around on Christmas Day. Not McAllister. When the Germans went on the surrender, he said, "Oh, go nuts," or "Are they nuts?" or something like that. He had it in his pocket the day that his foxhole got blown up and what's his name got killed, but he had it in his pocket that day. That's when Wild Bill actually lost his leg that day. I was just shocked to see that.
Yeah.
He wrote something on the back like, I
And
never
you-
saw it
and
because it
you-
was hanging.
You saw it. You saw it before this program.
Yeah,
right.
I knew Babe. He was Band of Brothers is based on his guys. I knew Babe, and I went to his house. I think I either dropped him off or I was helping him with something, and he said, "Come on in, kid." He used to call me Kid Rock at times, but he didn't understand the reference. But he said, "Come on," gave me a drink, and I seen it on the wall, and he said, "Yeah," and he said, "I wrote on the back of it." And he gave me something like it was cold, extreme fighting, something like that. And I never saw that part of it because it was on a frame in his house, like I said. But yeah, it shocked me. That thing was 80 years old, and it made it all the way back to where he got it. Yeah.
Yeah, back to World War II. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's
just
awesome.
knowing these guys, I seen some like I seen one of the actual guns that they modified, the Grands. One of the machinists there modified it so it become an automatic, and one of them happened to return back to Pennsylvania. That they know was definitely from this guy. I can't remember, was it Dickens? I can't remember which guy it was, but yeah, it's just knowing this guy, I just run into some weird shit that I never thought would happen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's big Americana. I mean, if you know anything about me, like that's my thing, and I love to hear that story.
Yeah, like I said, it was just shocking.
It's fantastic that you were in touch with that kind of Americana, and also you can live to tell a story. You know.
You got the card, Lance?
We're not playing another. I only got so many left. You gotta hold off. We're gonna burn through all of them. I won't have any left.
You have to start doing them by hand again.
You know how long it takes me to make them? It's not easy. It's
Sure,
difficult.
this is the first guy to think of this. There's got to be something similar out there.
I gotta tell you, all of you sound like prototypical New Yorkers right now, and I'm the one Southerner talking, and you're all like talking so fast and so New York. Like,
Anthony's
who's
the only New
from
Yorker here.
Brooklyn? Who's from Brooklyn?
My grandma's from
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody's from Brooklyn? Nobody's from New York?
Nope.
Are you
I'm
kidding
from the
me?
Bronx.
What's that?
I'm the only New Yorker here.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm New
serious
York
right
adjacent.
now? No, Anthony is from New York.
Yep, that's it.
Other
You
than
guys
that,
are all
are you
hillbillies.
kidding me?
Hey,
I'm originally from Philly.
Okay,
But
well, okay, that's fine, but holy cow, am I just generalizing Northerners
yes.
right now?
Yes. Yeah, I'm from the
You think
West
we're all
Coast.
All right.
carpetbaggers, don't you?
I'm from Oregon.
Okay, well, I apologize.
Lance is from Manhattan.
No.
Okay, well, there's well, I'm sorry. I'm from North Carolina, and I talk very Southern, and all of you sound Northern to me. I'm so sorry. Where is everybody from? So, seriously.
Yeah, I'm from Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, I can kind of buy that, but give me somebody who sounds like they're from Brooklyn. Who's up?
I think that's just
Come on.
I think that's in your head, dude.
Well, I know Anthony. I'm not questioning Anthony. So anybody else?
Aldi, you're from New York, right?
Oh, you're muted, Scott.
You're muted, yeah.
Scott's from Florida originally.
Yeah, New York. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
I'm from Florida, but I live in Texas.
You live in Texas. Oh my God. Okay, so next.
Yeah, I don't
Who
know
was
that.
I talking to the most?
That
That
was
sound like they're from
Barry.
freaking Brooklyn.
That would be me, and it would be a Philly accent, which is very different from a Brooklyn accent.
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, Philly is fine. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
their
sorry
Southern.
because I'm from the South, but yeah, you're right. Anybody else?
just Lance.
Nobody wants to
That's
admit.
it.
Lance.
My
Lance,
grandma
Minnesota.
was classic New York. Oh, honey.
Way in North Dakota.
I was born in North Dakota. I live in Minnesota. So yeah.
We're really messing with you, Chris. We got Soprano in the back room.
A wise guy, eh?
All right. Yeah, all right, fine. You're all from the North, and I'm the one Southerner here.
What
So,
about Scott?
sorry about
Florida's
that.
not the South. Texas is at the South.
No,
Well, I mean,
no,
Florida is not the
not
South.
the South.
Yeah, Florida's
South
its own
Florida.
thing.
South Florida.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he realizes that Florida is way not the South. I lived there for, let's see, my first tour of duty in Florida when I was working for the Sun Sentinel was 4.5 years.
I know the Sunset.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait,
And
where'd you
the
live?
next tour duty was 1 year. But go ahead.
Where
Go
did you
ahead.
live?
I'm
in
sorry.
Florida?
Well, I lived all around. I lived in North Lauderdale. I lived in Hollywood. I
Yeah.
lived in Sunrise.
I know all those cities. I grew up in Pompano.
Oh, yeah. Pompano's great. I mean,
It wasn't
South
in the
Florida
70s.
South Florida is very special.
That's one way to say it.
So let me share something about South Florida, and for all the people who are listening right now. So, when I was working for the Sun Sentinel in Fort Lauderdale, each week for my 4.5 years, each week we would take bets on when someone's poodle would get eaten by an alligator out of the canal.
Natural.
And without doubt, it would always happen every single week. I have no idea why people didn't walk their poodles away from the canals, but we could always depend on them getting eaten.
That's horrible.
It still happens.
Well, it
A
still
neighbor of
happens.
mine was telling me, yeah, a neighbor of mine has her mother down there. She said something happened to her neighbor's dog. Same thing. Gator came up and grabbed her down there, and they were on the by the space by Kennedy, Cocoa Beach.
Yeah. I
Wow.
mean, it's just going to happen. If you walk your poodle around the canal, it's going to be eaten. I mean, without a doubt. So, yeah, it's horrible, and I didn't want it to happen. But at the same time, like, working in a newspaper is like working in a foxhole. We just have to find the humor where we can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I killed the I killed the conversation yet again.
No, you're fine.
Sorry
You're fine.
about that.
It's just it is getting late. This is usually when we start wrapping up. So
Okay.
What year did you live in Florida? What years?
96 to 2001. And then I moved and was art director of the Washington Post from May 2001 until 2004. Yeah. I was art director there when the attacks happened. So that was fun.
Got it. I think I was already
Again, a conversation killer.
yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, yeah. 9/11 always kills the conversation, doesn't it?
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
I finally finished Mandalorian season 3.
Hey,
Yeah.
what'd you think?
What you think, Scott?
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was very well done. Like I liked all of it.
yeah,
I didn't have any problems with it.
I enjoyed it.
I liked the ending. It's fine.
Isn't the next one supposed to be a movie instead of a series
Maybe.
or a season?
which is this?
I
Mandalorian.
believe I heard like the next
Oh,
season is
Mandalorian.
supposed to be a movie instead of a season.
I was gonna watch Andor next.
Yeah,
Andor's
I enjoy-
amazing.
I enjoy that one.
Then
too.
I gotta watch Ahsoka.
I'm
Is
ready
that-
for more of it. I've been enjoying it, but I'm also not like a Star Wars hater, where
I mean, I'm a Star Wars hater, but I didn't hate The Mandalorian.
like
I
I will
quite
watch
liked the
anything
little-
they make.
I quite like the little side episode with the genetic, the cloning scientist guy. That was kind of fun. I want more of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I've really been
I
enjoying.
mean,
all that
obviously it
stuff.
was a one-off. It was a one-off episode where it didn't really matter what happened to him.
Right.
He didn't, never. It never mattered for the series,
Yeah.
but it was interesting to see that.
Yeah, Ahsoka's.
And I guess that character, did that character? No, I think nothing they dropped that storyline with her, didn't they? Or did I miss something? Did she rendezvous with? Oh no, she was just an infiltrator in Corsican.
Can't remember now.
She was like the
Coruscant.
they were the Imperial. They were converted, right? Like they were reintegrated into the society. Like I guess they had gone through this like mind alteration thing. Like it was zapping their brain or whatever.
And too long.
Mind
since I
flayer.
watched it.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
Mind Flayer.
it was interesting.
You said you haven't watched Ahsoka yet?
I have not. I've not seen that or Andor.
Yeah, I've been enjoying all that stuff. Did you watch Clone Wars and
No.
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 You might really enjoy it. The first episode is like puts a lot of people off, but once you kind of get into it, it's really good.
You're talking about Ahsoka or Andor?
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. Isn't that you're talking about the series on the
the series? The
man, that's got a lot of episodes though, right? I watched the first season.
Yeah, first season was the roughest.
Yeah, so I probably if I go back to it,
it gets really good.
Yeah, just the time.
Yeah, fair. True.
Lots of time.
Yeah.
So you watched the last Mandalorian.
Yeah,
what do you go?
Behind. Say what?
So I'm saying you've seen Cad Bane.
I did. That was in. He was in Boba Fett, right?
Oh no, Boba Fett. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, he was in Boba Fett.
You're right.
And I'm sad to see that character. I mean, I know what the character is because it's from. I watched that part of the Clone Wars where he was there.
Yeah.
Not fully fleshed out. I think they just introduced him in the first season.
Well, he's the only reason I went back and watched the Clone Wars, and seriously, they did a great job. Like I wanted to know more about his character
backstory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad they killed him. or they put him in. I'm sure he'll come
Spoilers.
back.
Spoilers.
Well, here's the. Well, that's Boba Fett. It's like 2 years old, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
They all come back.
Yep. Exactly. But anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't.
I was hoping to
realize
see that little clone army come out of the. I shouldn't say anything about the Mandalorian.
No, you should. Go ahead.
I don't want to spoil any more of it. I'm already spoiling.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Kabuki kid. No, we're anti-spoilers here.
Are we? They spoiled 40-year-old movies many a time, Scott.
No, well, I don't want to spoil
it. Artax dies. Sorry, guys.
That's true. Artax.
No idea who that is.
You don't know what that is?
No.
That's from the Never-Ending Story, man.
Oh my God! Seriously.
The worst.
Oh, is that what it is? I didn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
That was the horse.
Yeah, got it.
Yep. Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to spoil it for you because you need to watch that movie.
I've seen
it.
I just didn't know the reference.
Really?
I didn't remember the name at the top of my head.
Okay, I'm glad you've seen, at least I've seen that movie. Because otherwise I was going to be like, I'm going to hang up right now.
Yeah. I've seen most of the only thing I haven't seen that I'm proud of is Blues Brothers.
Really?
I finally actually watched Princess Bride like 2 years ago, and I thought it was great.
Really?
But I've never seen Blues Brothers.
I loved the Blues
Why
Brothers.
is that, Scott? Just
I don't know,
not in your wheelhouse, or
no?
You know what I really hate? Illinois Nazis.
Illinois Nazis.
Here's the thing: I know most of the jokes of the movie because everybody quotes it all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got
whip.
Discount fancy haircuts. This mall has everything. New Oldsmobiles are early this year.
Better watch. They'll be coming out with a sequel. Keep talking
Wasn't
about
there? There was a sequel, right? But Blues
another
Brothers 2000.
sequel.
Oh,
Yeah.
another sequel.
Wasn't John Goodman in the second one?
Yeah, Blues Brothers 2000. It was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. He
John
took
Goodman.
Belushi's place.
It was horrible.
Jim
Go
Belushi.
out and tell him.
No, not his brother. It was John Goodman who did it. But his brother is the stand-in now. Him and Dan Aykroyd do go out and
Oh, okay.
and do the Blues Brother thing now. Once in a
And
while.
it was horrible. So don't watch it.
Mhm.
Watch the original. Don't watch that.
So Paul Schaefer was supposed to be in Blues Brothers, but I forget what he was doing something else and he couldn't get out of it. I forget what it was, but the thing he was doing was a nothing thing. Oh, I can't remember what it was anymore.
The Nothing. He was the voice.
Yeah,
Oh no, it was
oh
like
yeah, he goes Belushi. Yeah, that's what it was. So here goes. Schaefer occasionally teamed up with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd for Saturday Night Live whenever they recorded or performed as the Blues Brothers. Schaefer was to appear in the 1980 film, but it was revealed in 2009 Belushi dropped him from the project. In a memo for fellow SNL colleagues, Belushi said that he was unhappy that Schaefer was spending so much time on a studio record for Gilda Radner. Belushi said that he had tried to talk Schaefer out of working on the album in the first place to avoid sharing his talents with another SNL-related project. Schaefer later reported that he was in love with Gilda Radner, and he went on to appear in 1998's Blues Brothers 2000. So,
Wow.
unrequited love, he said.
That's a cool story, bro.
Yeah.
well, she was married to what's his name?
Yeah, I know.
Gene
you're talking
Wilder.
about Gene Wilder, yeah.
Gene Wilder. Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
Oh, was
Yep.
she? I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
So,
they were a wonderful couple. Yeah.
She
And
also
I'm just kidding. I'm just
dated
kidding, by the way.
She dated Martin Short for a while too.
Really?
Makes
Oh, I
sense.
didn't know that.
Well, I supposedly I remember reading something like she had a lot of like just romantic involvements with a lot of the guys like Bill Murray, and then actually with Bill Murray's brother as well, and then also
Arthur Conan Doyle Murray? No, that's not his
Dan-
name.
Which one? There's like 8 of them, ain't there?
Brian Doyle.
That's what I said, Arthur
Brian.
Conan Doyle.
And then
Arthur
Dan
Conan.
Aykroyd briefly. Dan Aykroyd said that they dated briefly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah.
Radner said, saying she found Ghostbusters hard to watch since the cast included so many of her ex-boyfriends: Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Harold Ramis.
Mhm.
Funny.
Oh,
Wow.
she was married to G.E. Smith from 1980.
And the Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
band.
G.A. Smith's that guy that they would cut to every time the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G.E. Smith.
G.E.
and the
Smith in the
Saturday Night
world,
Live
yeah,
band.
and the Saturday Night Live band.
Yeah.
And then she married.
I always hated that guy's expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another member of the crew. Introduce yourself for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Introduce yourself to Chris.
Force Power. I do
Yeah.
Power Escape Core,
Yeah, there you go.
and I work at Hero Time Manufacturing.
What are your hobbies, Forrest? Do you
Long
like long
walks on
walks
the
on the
beach.
beach?
You like long walks on the beach?
Yeah.
Like fixing sinks.
Not a big
My
fan of
hobbies
beaches.
Not
are
fixing things.
Oh, Forrest, I gotta take my dryer
I-
apart. Do you want me to film it for you so you can do some do over
No, yeah, I mean,
voiceovers on it?
definitely.
Dude, you never know when it'll hit, man.
Have you had
Definitely.
anything hit lately?
Have I what?
I have never wanted to take my dryer apart, but I probably should. And
Actually, you should.
yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah. A lot of linkage trapped.
My
in that
hobbies are cooking and cooking. So there you go.
What do you cook?
What do you guys
And
think of this
thank you for-
Worms Band game?
I haven't seen anything
What's
about
that?
it other than
Like
it's-
40 reviews hit yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh, I haven't
Worms,
seen them.
man. Oh,
Worms, man.
I'm not. I'm out. I'm out.
Ralph,
I'm
You're
tapping
out.
out. Yes.
I'm not sure what. I haven't watched any of the reviews. I'm just curious.
I heard it's a
don't-
little more
Anybody?
complex, but
I got time
Yeah,
issues.
I've heard
I'll see if
that
I can
too.
come back a little later. I
All
thought I
right,
was down.
good luck. We'll
What's
probably be
that?
done before he gets back.
Uh,
I was at another one of my wife's favorite coffee places. I went in and the guy knows what I do for a living, and he was making my coffee, and he was like, "Oh, hey, me and I was like, me and my girlfriend, we played this game Wingspan the other day." And I was like, "Yeah," and then I was like, "Just go eggs." He's like, "Yeah, eggs, man, you win every time." That's what the guy said.
Must be
Eggs.
that. Must be right.
Eggs. Yeah, you take it from one other guy.
So Michelle had she's in this class where she gets to meet
Eggs.
leaders of Dallas, right? So she had a coffee thing with one of the guys, and they talked about board games, and they bought Wingspan, and they could not figure it out, and they basically said, "Do you know anybody that wants a copy of the game?"
Really?
Well, it's not for everybody.
yeah,
No.
They couldn't figure it out.
yeah. I mean, that's
Really?
definitely not a first play game unless
it's
you
not
have
No, definitely.
someone
someone
who's
guiding you.
passionate guiding you through it.
See, I learned. I played at a game group where they were playing with the expansion. I never played the base game, but I learned just from that sitting. So,
Well, yeah, but you're not a new gamer.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
didn't really think it
Yeah,
was
if
that
you
hard
have no
of a game.
experience
though.
with games and you buy Wingspan,
Here's
it's
an interesting thing about Wingspan. Have you heard that people are buying the original games used rather than buying
Yeah.
the new ones?
Yeah.
Why is that?
They changed the material that some of the stuff is made of. So there's like
is it cheaper?
stuff made of like paper,
Paper quality.
and it's like you get the game sometimes, and it's already starting to decompose.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Really?
was it
Like the nests or whatever that they include in the thing, or
yeah?
this reused, recycled paper, and it's already breaking down.
So he was trying to go like eco, and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
I don't know who's what he was going with, but I didn't even know they did this until someone had made a post in one of the Facebook groups saying that why would they were in Canada and they see it selling for $150 Canadian, and should they be worried if someone's got a copy for $65? And like, no.
That could easily be like a case of heavy counterfeiting too.
Yeah, it could be a counterfeit. Did you see this Kelp game got counterfeited? It's not even out, and it got counterfeited.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of actually also a little. My radar goes off on this a little bit because it's so wacky how badly counterfeited it was. I just like who bought how did like I don't know. It just seems like there's like little alarm bells going off with the story.
If all you have is like Kickstarter images to make
it got pirated and already on Amazon.
Right.
Like that just seems so unlikely.
Yeah.
For a game that doesn't even exist. Like I just kind of weird. It's just I
think maybe
I mean,
like some
I
kind of
take everything with a grain of salt now these days. Like I feel like it could be like a guerrilla marketing campaign. Like I'm sure it's legit, but like I'm like everything I look at it with through the lens of like, is this like a guerrilla marketing thing? But yeah, it's like it had a Lego shark in it.
Yeah.
And it had like mahjong tiles in the box and a paper board, like a poster paper board.
There's
And
something
like
else
half
for
the
to watch as
tiles weren't
well.
there supposedly, so it's like just this odd amalgamation of just junk in a box, and someone bought it,
right?
And then went to social media. By the way, went straight to social media, and posted on Board Game Geek like, I can't play this game. What's wrong? Like why is it this?
You bought a game that's not even out yet.
Exactly. I'm like, how did you even find this game? How did you even come across this game? That's why my alarm bells go off.
Yeah.
Like, there should be no reason it because it didn't exist. Anyway, it existed in a Kickstarter, but I don't know. Maybe it's legit. Maybe it's legitimately counterfeited.
Scott, you played Hegemony, right?
I have not played it.
No.
We talked about it. I don't know if I want to go in that deep of a game. It's a hard game, right? Like it's kind of complicated, or no?
It's a hard game to teach.
Yeah, I'm sort of shying away from hard games lately
because
my brain is overloaded right now.
It's all asymmetric,
right? So you have to learn everybody's thing.
But yeah, It's arriving tomorrow. So,
I want to try it though. I definitely do want to try it, and I do want to try Voidfall like badly. But I just tell the guys, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm in the right mood. Like I just got to be in that right mood. Although we did play 8 hours of or 6 hours of
You're dedicated
of the Plum Island horror.
Got personal.
I never even heard of Plum Island.
here's the thing.
Where is it?
Here's
It's
the
off the coast of New York.
I like very heavy games.
Yeah.
I like playing very heavy games. But we're getting ready to picking out games to play on our yearly get together week of gaming in February. And like one of the guys has Weather Machine and I really want to play. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I like to go and like watch like how to play videos or whatever, just to get an idea before I go there. And they sit down and I'm listening to this rules explanation, and I'm like, oh my god, this thing does more things than it really needs to do. Like I'm sure they all work together.
Yeah.
But it's just so many different rules.
I think the Lacerda rules, like he just keeps going further and further. Did I tell you about the time I learned On Mars? By the time we started the game, I forgot the beginning part of it.
That's
like,
bad.
I'm like, can you guys
like,
remind me what to do now? Like I couldn't remember.
Take all the rules for On Mars and take all the words for the rules for Lisboa and put them together, and that's Weather Machine.
Really?
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds horrible.
I'm sure the game is fantastic. It's like I'm sitting there like, oh my god, this is gonna be like a 2-hour teach.
Yeah,
I can't do a 2-hour teach.
that's a lot.
I don't think I could.
I don't know.
It's a lot.
Wow.
Hey, not to interrupt anyone, but
You just did.
I did. I'm sorry. I've been fighting Captain Trips for a long time. I had to cancel my class tonight, and I've been sitting here just bullshitting, and I appreciate the time that you all give. But I'm sick, so I'm gonna go.
Well, yeah,
and
this is about
Yeah, we're probably wrapping up.
We're
just
wrapping up
kinda
anyway, brother.
Dragging it out.
Okay, well, that was a lot. That was a lot, but you say you're wrapping up, so that's cool.
But
I'm
Lance
gonna
reserves
go.
the right to do another 20, 30.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
40, 50.
Awful
You
win.
never know.
Chris,
Cousin
don't be a
was-
stranger,
He
he told
man.
his ass.
And then just get some rest, get better, and then we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Take care, Chris.
I love you all, and I love you especially, Lance.
Aw,
Thank you for
Take care, brother.
inviting me.
love you.
So take care. Love you too. Bye.
Take it easy.
But
Now we can finally have a good show. Nice.
Oh, that ain't right.
Ah!
Low blow. Low blow.
You're fucked up.
No,
So
go ahead. Say what you got to say.
the Plum Horror, I believe it was a military base that they did animal testing on, and then
is that what
eventually, like, there was a conspiracy theory.
you- so
about
that's
it.
why. Yeah, I'd never even heard of it.
Yeah, I could be wrong about a military base, but it was like a secret.
That's the
Lab
theme.
testing
Like
thing.
there's a secret lab that gone wrong, and it like something got out, and the people are turning into zombies.
I remember it's off
Or
the
they're
coast
called
of Long
horrors or
Island.
something like that. And there's mutations. There's also an infected Sasquatch.
Lance is in the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sasquatch. There's already an expansion for it.
really?
That's ridiculous.
Why?
Well, it's P500, right? So they can just wait till they get
Yeah,
to
they
500. You know?
Yeah. Good for them.
Still, though, that's crazy.
Why?
But all right. Well, we should go to bed. Everybody should get some sleep. See everybody
Yeah,
next
Pat.
week.
I won't be here.
Where you go?
Well,
Getting bent over by Mickey Mouse.
Oh, been over. Is it the
What?
first one? First
Huh?
time? First time?
Oh,
Oh, you're
hell
going
no.
to? Are you going to Disney?
Yeah, we're going to Disney.
You go fairly often, right?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
It's weird. Like I don't get the allure of going to really. I mean, I guess people love it, but
People
I just
love it.
can't. The
I
crowds
fucked up.
and the money, like it just. I don't want
Yeah.
to spend that money that way, and
I
the
don't either,
crowded
Scott.
things and food is not great.
Right,
Yeah,
I'll
it
go to
depends.
Gen Con. if
Well,
I'm
have fun.
crowds.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
I don't know.
Bit over cheers.
Yeah, hopefully have fun.
No, fuck it. No, I think it's overpriced. Unfortunately, I fucked up and I proposed to her there a decade or more ago, and
Oh yeah, you
it's
messed up.
sentimental.
What a mistake that was.
But I didn't think I've
So
said,
now
hey,
you have
maybe
to
we'll
go back
down.
every year.
No, it's not every year. It's
Ugh.
a couple of years. It was just I think the fuck you pandemic thing, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
But usually it's like every 4 or 5. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you have fun,
Yeah.
if one of you has fun,
Most times. Nah, once I'm there, I do. It's
I'm
just
sure
I
you
think
have
it's
fun, right? Once you're there, you're probably having fun.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
guys drive there? You drive? Or
Yeah.
fly? Okay.
It's just
Where do you stay?
At this time we're staying in the park.
In the park?
Yeah. I wanted to.
Like the
don't-
Grand Floridian or whatever it's called?
Nah, we're not.
Or-
That's fucking Scott. You know how expensive them fucking rooms are.
No, I've never stayed there. I've only stayed at like one hotel away, like offsite.
Yeah.
Like like all those hotels that are like one
The
exit
good neighborhoods.
per in,
Yeah. We
like Best Western stuff. Like that.
I can't remember if it's the Artist Animations or the New Orleans one. She changed it, and I can't remember what she changed it to, but it's going to cost us just under $4,000 for a week. Yeah, for the two of us.
That's actually not bad for a week.
I
mean,
All right.
You gotta do a couple $100. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Whatever. We're done. Have
Good
fun.
night, everybody.
Oh, I will.
Wear shorts. Don't wear short or wear shorts or don't wear shorts.
I don't know because I don't know if I'm going to
Could be
freeze or
hot.
not.
Might be
Yeah.
cold. You just wear
I'm
jeans
going-
like I do.
I'm going from 30-degree weather to 70-degree weather, so I don't know how I'm going to react.
It might
to
be
that.
sticky, weirdly warm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the humidity will be that bad, but it's not the summer. I refuse to go down there in the summer.
Are you gonna go to any other places besides Disney?
Or
Or
not this time. No, she wanted to go to some outlet mall or something, but nothing major. Not this time. She wanted to explore the park.
Go to
more
that
this time.
cookie place. That's pretty great. Like someone brought me, or Jason, not say someone, Jason Levine brought me a bag of cookies from that special cookie place. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, she goes
themed
there.
like a Harry Potter kind of thing. Like it's not
Yeah.
Harry Potter, but it's like themed. I like it.
Yeah, she
Pretty
likes
great.
that. And there's a.
I gave Lance one of the cookies. You remember that?
Did you? Lance got a cookie.
I
I let him and
remember
Shane
being-
split one.
Yeah, it was okay.
That was pretty good. But you have to wait for hours in line.
Yeah, it's nuts down there. Like everything's off a phone now at Disney World. It's insane. You're tripping over people looking at their phone constantly because everything, their tickets, their passes, everything's on the phone now. But yeah, Jen likes the cookie
Welcome to the
place.
modern world.
Yeah, and there's a chocolate place down there, like an Osprey or something. I can't remember what it's called. She loved that. That shocked the hell out of me. She ate all my chocolate. It was like she really enjoyed that one. I would like to hit St. Augustus on the way up, but I don't know if we'll have time or not.
Gideon's Bakehouse.
Town.
It's called Gideon's Bakehouse.
Yeah. Yeah, we hit that, and then, like I said, the chocolate place. And there was something else, and I can't remember what it is. Jen loves the sweets and food and all that shit down there.
That looks
Yeah.
like kind of got like a Harry Potter-esque vibe to it.
All right.
All right.
With that, see
See you guys.
everybody next week, except for Barry.
Except for Barry.